Let me bring myself in the stream. We are here with our live stream discussion, y'all. Ooh, we have some stuff to discuss tonight. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to tonight's live after show open spoiler discussion where we do live call-ins, where we react to the episode. We talk about the pros, the cons, the thoughts, the theories, and everything in between. And oh boy, we got a lot to discuss tonight. Shout out to everyone that joined tonight's live stream. Before this, if you all are watching this for the first time, we always go live first to have our live watch party to watch the episode, dissect it. You can see my live reaction. You can read the chat's live reaction to all the craziness that we got in the episode. So shout out to everyone that joined us, and shout out to everyone that's with us now talking about, man, this episode was juicy. Will and Jada entanglement agreement. I appreciate the maturity on both characters. Joffrey, we'll talk about him. That man was stirring the pot, man. He was stirring the pot, and ultimately it cost him his life. L's all day. L's all day for Kristen Cole. What was my man? I mean, I guess that's what happens when you get mixed in the mix with the family of the Targaryens. You lose your mind. You know what I'm saying? So we'll talk about that. Alicent, the Greens versus the Blacks. Where's Otto? What is he up to? Viserys, his days are numbered. Man, what a juicy episode. We always know, y'all, when it is a wedding and Game of Thrones is going down. Oh, and this intro here, by the way, fire. I want to, everywhere I go, I want to be introduced to everyone like this, man. And shout out to Lenore, man. This dude is a true gentleman. Very excited to learn and meet this new mature relationship between these two. But I digress, y'all. What a fantastic episode. It had intrigue, it had drama, had tea, had alliances. Alicent, Kristen Cole. Hey, Kristen. It's like your girlfriend is not doing the right thing. So come on here and join the Greens. So, oh man, what a great episode, y'all. I say this every week, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this show, it just feels good to be back in this world. The writing's there, the acting's there, and also, can we just talk about it? I'm gonna miss Rhaenyra. I'm gonna miss Alicent. Obviously, the characters will continue. I'm talking about the actresses, the young actresses that played them. This is their last episode, and playing the younger version of them, and also Lenore. I think Lenore is going to be recasted too, as well as Lenora. We lost some good young actors, man. I'm sure this opportunity is going to open up the floodgates. I expect to see these actors in other projects, but I'm going to miss them in this world, especially Rhaenyra. What a performance by that young lady. She stole my heart, y'all. She stole and captured the heart, man. And I'm excited for Emma and Olivia Cook and obviously the other actors that are going to be portraying the older version of these characters. Very excited to see that dynamic because they're olders. They're parents, right? They're kings, queen. I mean, it's so many more layers to explore. But I'm gonna miss those young actors. We'll talk about them a little bit later. But man, how many more days, y'all? His days are numbered. Very excited to see this relationship. And man, Sir Kristen goddamn Cole, y'all. Sir, my man, taking L's. I've never seen someone just take so many L's in one night on an episode of television, man. My man was he was on one, y'all. He was on one. So listen, you know how we do it here. We allow the community to come in and have a good time to share their thoughts, opinions, and everything in between on our live stream. So let me get the stuff behind the scenes set up as far as little screenshots and all that stuff. And I'm going to send the link in the chat. So if anyone wants to join me in tonight's discussion, all you have to do is just make sure you got a good mic. You got some good lighting. You got a camera. You don't have to show your face, but to each your own. And also the most important thing is just, be respectful. We're here to have a good time. We're here to talk about this episode and have some, maybe some disagreements, which is totally welcome, but also just have a good time talking about the show. So I'm going to share the link. Let me copy the link first, and I'm going to share that thing. So let me know in the chat, guys, while I have you before we join or have some people join us. Who was your MVP in tonight's episode? Who was the character in tonight's episode that just really positively or negatively, and by negative I mean like they were so like they pissed you off, they got on your nerves? Let me know in the chat who was that character that just really set you off tonight. Let me know. All right, so let me go ahead and share the link. Click here to join the stream. All right, click here to join the stream. All right, y'all. The link is in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and pin it. Like I said, anyone and everyone's welcome. Just make sure you got a camera and a mic, and more importantly, you're respectful, and you're here to have a good time. So the link is in the chat, y'all. That anyone can click that link and join me and talk about this episode, y'all. Let me go to the chat here and see, because we got some chats going. We got some people conversating here. Let's see. Oh, we got my first guest here. Had her on earlier today. We talked Atlanta. Got her back on tonight to talk House of the Dragons, and I'm talking about the one and only L. You got the Dukes up. We ready? We getting in, we fighting tonight.
We ready to box. Okay, I'm ready to box tonight.
Kristen Cole, L. My man is just. He was on one tonight. He was on one.
I wanted him to finish the job. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, finish the job, buddy. You out there by the Goswood tree, you about to take yourself off. Go ahead and finish yourself. Go ahead and do it, because you just ruined everybody's time.
Yeah. He definitely did.
Though. I'm ready to hate him going forward.
Oh yeah, he seems to be working with someone wearing green. L, we got a green versus blacks. But before we get into the conversation, L, shout out to you. If you want to let the people know, this is the first time seeing you, seeing you and hearing about you, why don't you let the people know who you are, when they can find you at?
Sure. Thank you for having me again. I done spent the whole day with you pretty much, but it's been a fun day. I'm LB. My channel is Watch With Me, LB. I give you fun, fresh, and funny ranch reviews and recaps on my favorite movies and TV shows. This is one of my favorite movies and TV shows. They doing work today. Look at my face. I'm very excited about it. I can't stop smiling about it. But I just released tonight episode 1 and 2 of season 5 of The Handmaid's Tale. I'll be dropping this one tomorrow. I'm fully pumped up. I will be recording my recap for House of the Dragon, whatever episode this is, tonight. And I'll probably have it up sometime tomorrow. So check my channel for that. If you haven't, give me a quick subscribe. I like to have fun, and I like to give my unfiltered opinion about what it is that I'm seeing on the screen. So if you like that kind of thing, please give me a subscription. Please subscribe to my channel. Ready to talk about this episode, because we here now. We fully in the swing of things right now.
We are here, L. And again, guys, all my guests that show up tonight, their links will be in the description of the video by the time this video is finally uploaded on YouTube. So, L, we got another guest, a homie of mine, a friend of mine who joined us for the first time last week. He is a Game of Thrones expert, L. He's read the books. He's written the books with George R.R. Martin. So excited to have him on and get his thoughts on tonight's episode. So, number one and only Eric from Eric Trope Reviews. What's going on, Eric?
Hey. Yeah.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Yeah.
We survived, Eric. We survived the wedding, my friend. We are here to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call myself a Game of Thrones expert, but I do my best.
Well, speaking of doing your best, man, why don't you introduce yourself and let the people know who you are and all about your content, man?
Yeah, so I'm Eric, and my channel is Eric Thorpe Reviews, and I guess I don't know exactly when I'm gonna have another video out. It's been a bit, but like I sort of said last week, probably if I put anything out again anytime soon, it will be House of the Dragon related, because the show's probably about on par with the Batman. Is just my favorite thing in entertainment this year.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been it's like I said up top, and I said it last week and the week before that and the week before that. This show is must see TV, Eric and Al. This is I haven't felt this way about a TV show. First off, it's been forever, as far as like a Sunday night water cooler talk, drama, tea, great acting, great performance, great cinematography. It's been a while, probably since 2019, since Game of Thrones ended. But listen, y'all, this is a lot to discuss. And before we get into the discussion here, a quick shout out to Sweet November 79. You know what? Actually, I got a little video for this. This is how I'm feeling about this, and this is how much I appreciate this. That's what we're doing tonight. We're saying all and y'all and all that stuff. So I appreciate you, Sweet November. This episode was a lot of consistent shots, camera shots from different vantage points. Had me nerves on 10. The anticipation of the disaster to come is notorious. Yep, this is epic. Well said, Sweet November 79. The cinematography was gorgeous. The costuming was fantastic. The score just hits on another level. And like you said, Sweet November, well said, by the way, the different vantage points, the tension, the nerves, not knowing what is going on at the wedding, who's getting beat up, I couldn't have said it better myself. And I definitely think this is once it's all said and done, as far as the season goes, this might be one of those ones we always remember. So shout out to Sweet November 79 for the super chat, and shout out to the great comments there. Do you Elle or Eric, you guys agree with the comments here? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think, I felt tense watching it because you
Yeah.
knew something was going to happen. You
Mhm.
didn't know what was going to set it off, who was going to come out on the other side of whatever the drama was.
Yep.
But you could kind of see it building up. People were making decisions that you knew were going to kind of come to a head at
Mhm.
this gathering. And it just was very tense. I think like usually when we hear the music in Game of Thrones, it's like a little lighter, or like in some kind of instance like this, right? It's like flutes and like little lutes
Mhm.
and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
it was like drums at the wedding. It was like heavy drums, and it was no other instrument other than that. And I felt
Right.
like that was adding to the tension for me. So it was really good to see everything come to a head, and the way that they shot it was really, really fantastic. I loved it, and I thought it was really well thought out. They put a lot of thought into this because I think this is a
Yep.
really important episode
It's a
going
breaking
forward.
point. It's
Like things that
mid-season
happen
finale. Yeah.
things that happen
Mhm.
in this one are
Yep.
gonna be something that we talk about, in the coming season. So
Yep.
2 thumbs up, 2 snaps, 2 twists, all the things for this episode.
Eric, man, your thoughts again? Cinematography, vantage points, it's nerves being on 10, man. Your thoughts on Sweet November's comments?
Oh yeah, I mean, I 100% agree, and even like like you were saying, I didn't even really know exactly what was going to happen, even though I read the book, because it's not really nothing really happens. Like nothing's really specified to have happened at the wedding in the books. Like if anything, there's sort of like say that something happened between Kristen Cole and Rhaenyra where they turned against each other after that.
Right.
But yeah, it's not really, since it's a history book, it's not really said. So yeah, I didn't really know exactly what was going to happen, but it was, yeah, just the way it was shot and everything, like you're saying, it, I think pretty like intentionally was, oh my God, my camera, sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
It was very like intentionally kind of made to look, I think, sort of like the Red Wedding. So sort of, I don't know, it looked so much like that, like the colors and everything.
Yep.
Obviously not nearly as bloody as that, but
yes.
But
yes.
yeah, no, the cinematography in the show, I think that's why I've been saying to some people, like, I know a lot of people have saying, even people who don't like Rings of Power that much have been saying it still looks like the most expensive show ever. And I don't really think it does compared to this or Game of Thrones. Like, I mean, other than certain CGI shots, like whenever there's characters just talking or something, a show like this still retains like sort of a cinematic quality, I think.
It grips you, man. It pulls you in. It's history. It's lore. It feels lived in. Like, and this is no dig to House of Lord of the Rings, which I still haven't even seen a second episode. It just isn't riveting. It just isn't grabbing me in. It's just not holding my interest. And like you said, Eric, it's so much intrigue. There's so many politics going on. And to me, like you just said, man, and again, I don't want to make this to a Lord of the Rings bashing because I haven't even given it, chance. But yeah.
But I was just gonna say, yeah, no, and take that with a grain of salt. I'm liking Rings of Power. It's still it's holding my attention more than what Disney Plus has been putting out lately. but yeah, compared to House of the Dragon, it's just like there's no competition.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. And we got a couple more guests. We got a full panel, man. I knew this episode was going to bring all the wonderful people to tonight's chat. So we bring in my one guest who joined us last week and is joining us again. Talking about my man G. What's going on, man?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
We doing all right, man. We had we went to a wedding, man. You saw it. I mean, it was pretty crazy, man. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, that joint was wild. That joint was crazy work. It's crazy work for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, before we introduce our next guest and get your thoughts on tonight's episode, G, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend?
All right. My name is G. I review movies, anime, TV shows, and do recaps, reactions. I even got a podcast with one of my best friends where we got differing opinions on most things, but sometimes here and there we'll, mix in some common ground. But anything like Game of Thrones, Marvel, all that stuff, I love it. So I'm here for the conversation. I want to hear what y'all got to say because I got thoughts.
Yeah, man, we definitely got a lot to dive into.
Yeah.
We definitely do. And I know we got Meg in the back room. I'll wait to I don't know if she's ready or not, but we'll bring her in a second. But Elle, I'm gonna toss it to you first. How surprised, upset were you, or happy for you? I think Meg's ready. Let me You want to give me a thumbs up, Meg? We good to go? I think she's still getting ready. Okay, she's still getting ready. But Elle, your thoughts on Damon's wife? We opened this episode with meeting her in the Vel, and I'm like, oh man, she seemed, first off, she was supposed to be ugly, to each their own. But she's first off, she's a badass. She's out here hunting and killing, and But man, your thoughts, Elle, on this open sequence? And I thought she was gonna maybe get a couple more scenes, but Damon's like, nope, we're gonna go ahead and end this relationship today.
We're going, and I knew, I enjoyed it. Even though it was a short scene, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed seeing, because a lot of times in Game of Thrones, we'll hear things, hear about people, hear things, hear stories, and we don't ever see it. Right. But I enjoy seeing her. And I think Damon is a liar, first of all. Whatever comes out of his mouth, I would just assume the opposite of that, or even that it wasn't true. So when he was saying that, she was ugly, I was like, I don't see that from the veil. I don't know. I just didn't think that. But when I saw her, I was like, you better come on, sis. You are giving me pretty. You're giving me strong. She's riding, the horse, and she's like unbothered. And she tells him straight up, like, I know you've been talking about me. I heard about it. Way in the Vale, in the woods, in the mountains. I heard that you said that I look like a sheep in the face and all these things, right? And I was very excited to see that she wasn't like intimidated by him at all, that she wasn't cowering or like a delicate lady or whatever. But I knew he was up to no good when I saw him dressed in black. Damon wants people to see him. Damon wants people to know he's there. He wants to come in late so he can have his own entrance. So when he came in the mountains looking like a little sheep, like a Sith
Lord.
That's what I said. I was like, why he looking around looking like Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, I was like, something is shifty. Something is up to no good. And then I put two and two together because I saw, her falling back on her horse in the trailer. I didn't know what that was at the time, but as soon as I saw him with this big old hood on and a cloak, I knew he was there to take her out. But he's, this is just evident to me that he's very cruel and uncaring, and he's a psycho. He's a sociopath, and I'm here for it. And R.I.P. to my friend, his wife. But I thought it was a really great scene, and I thought it was important, right? Because he's a murderer, and he's doing that to take her property. And I hate that, he probably will get her Roomstone or wherever, the castle that she has and all her money and stuff. So great scene, but Damon is trash, but I like his level of trash.
Well, before I toss it to you, Eric and G, I think the homie Meg is ready to go. So let me bring her into the string again. We got a packed house tonight, y'all. So it's going to be a good one. So what's going on, Meg?
Hey, y'all. Can you hear me?
Welcome. Yeah, loud and clear. You sound good. Yes, ma'am. How you
Best
doing?
Episode ever. Best episode of the season, y'all.
This was something.
Hey, Elle. Hey, Eric. Hey, G.
What's
going on?
Y'all know this is my favorite day of the week.
It's Sunday.
Same.
House of them Dragons, y'all. Well, hey, Meg, before we get my man Eric's thoughts on the wife being killed, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the wonderful people out there?
Oh, y'all got gum.
Oh, no, good. Take time.
Hey, y'all. I'm Megan. My channel is Easier Said with Meg. Let's talk about all the things easier said than done. I love Game of Thrones, all things nerdy. Roller skating. Yeah, follow me. Y'all know me.
Yes. Well, Eric, man, we're gonna get to you here in a second, Meg and G. But Eric, man, your thoughts again. Did you anticipate to get a little bit more from this character? Or again, I know you read the books. Was it short-lived as it is in the books? And your thoughts on this opening scene, man?
Yeah, no, she was never like a character. I wouldn't really even say a character in the book. So I think it was probably like a footnote, like that she was killed maybe on horseback. And then there's like, it's a history book. Then they would say like this person suspects this person had something to do with it, or this person suspects it was an accident. So yeah, no, it wasn't like something I was expecting a whole lot out of. I was wondering to see if the show would, extrapolate on her more, as it has in some ways. But pretty quickly once Damon showed up, it became kind of clear where things were going.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure what he did though to like make the horse just like
use the force.
Use
the force, man.
It was just like, suddenly she realized like, wait, Damon's like gonna do something to kill me, and then the horse just was like, yep.
Yeah,
it's kind of, I guess, a little underwhelming because they made it seem she was such like a warrior, has such good sense of her environment and sense of what's going on, but she seemed to be kind of dumbfounded in this moment. So unfortunately kind of short lived, but RIP to her, man. She went out in a really terrible way. My man crushed her skull. Gee, your thoughts on this scene, man? And did you want more from the character? Or you just, I guess we just got to move on.
I'm not gonna say I wanted more from the character just because the way they was talking about her before, like it was just like, okay, he got a wife at this point. So I was excited that we got to actually see her. But I didn't really have no like attachment to her. It was more so like the act, like y'all was saying earlier, like building up this evilness in Damon, right? Like he's just going around, claiming inheritance that he wasn't even at the crib. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. He wasn't even there.
Right.
So it was that. And then as far as like the crushing of the skull, I think that was more of a mercy killing more than anything. I mean, it's not the cleanest way to go. They don't got like technology to be able to tell how somebody really died in an autopsy or anything. So I mean, it's that's one way to go out. It's sad to see it though, just because it's like, dang, you're supposed to be nice on a horse. And then that's why I can't. Horse is too big, man. I don't get it. I don't get the fascination.
I'm scared of
like I don't. That's all I got for that, because the horse did her dirty.
It did. And I mean, she said the magical words. She said, you can't even finish, which we know that's a common theme with Damon, whether it was in the whorehouse in episode 1, obviously last week with Rhaenyra, and now he closed that chapter. He put her out in a very vicious way. Meg, your thoughts on this death and this moment, and how'd you feel about it?
Hey y'all, so we've been having this discussion, every week. So some of y'all know what I'm about to say. Where's Mysaria?
Oh, she's chilling. She's getting all her ducks in a row.
Where's Mysaria? I'm not gonna let her catch me slipping. But no, I was really excited about this character because some of her photos dropped and everything, and so like it did numbers on Game of Thrones pages and stuff today. And I was here for it. I thought we was getting an Arya. I thought we were getting a warrior brunette. I thought she was gonna have a role. So I was definitely excited to see her on screen when they opened the episode. So yeah, I was really sad to see her go. Whoever this actress is, like she blended right in, she fit right in.
Yeah, no,
I was here for it. I thought they would have more of a bickering, but we got what we got.
We did. She came and went. Which, speaking of L, we've been talking about it for the last few weeks. The king, his health is not looking good, and in this episode, it kind of really showed us from this, from the very beginning to later on when they show my man's arm looking like alligator skin, and just he's not looking good. And he falls out, but in the episode, I mean, L, how many more days, how many more weeks, or as Otto says, how many more years can we expect King Viserys to be on this earth?
Nah, he out of that next episode. I'm surprised he lasted this long. He is out of it. I don't even know how he lasted this long. But, I think it's evident that everybody is seeing how ill he is. Like, there's nobody, I think, who knows, who would see him and be like, oh, man, yeah, he's in tip-top shape. Because when he went to see, when he went to Old Town to talk to Lord Corlys, his cousin came out and I was like, oh, dear cousin. And she was like, baby, your 2 fingers are missing. Like, what? Like, they're not there anymore.
Not looking good.
And he was about to pass out. He was coughing and just kind of hunched over, not looking kingly at all. That ride to and fro almost took him out. And his nose is bleeding. He has leprosy. So it's not grayscale, it's leprosy. And leprosy is like, your flesh eating.
Is that contagious?
Yeah, extremely contagious. Yeah.
Kissing and hugging and
I don't know how Alicent doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sweating.
But she's young and healthy and popping those babies out. Oh, your voice is like captivating. What is going on? It's hypnotic.
It's the tequila. That's why. It's my adult beverage that I had.
Yes.
I heard was getting bad. I had to give me a little beverage.
To get a little drink.
But yeah, I think, I don't think he's going to, I think we had a wedding and now we're going to have a funeral.
Oh, good point. Yeah. There's always a funeral.
I actually, I replayed the end back and I put on the audio description and I put on the subtitles because when Viserys collapsed, I was like, so did he die? And so I put on the
Yeah.
audio description to see if they said like King Viserys died, and I listened to it like 3 times, and they just like I don't know what they just said he collapsed. So
Yeah, no, I think we got one more.
I think we got one
There's been,
more.
I've seen a couple photos of what's to come. He's
Yeah.
not gonna get better.
He
I'd
met
say
the
this look
quota.
good. Yeah, yeah,
5 episodes, he made
yeah,
it.
man. He
He
made
got
it.
a
he made it way longer than I thought, honestly.
Same.
Seriously.
Eric, man, your thoughts on this? The health of the king, and do you see his days being numbered, man?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess you guys saw the preview for next week, right?
I haven't. No,
I
I
didn't.
haven't watched
No?
tonight.
I saw it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, well,
Ooh,
I mean, do you care if I
Hold
It
on.
alludes.
talk
It
about
alludes
the
to some things we're
preview?
talking about.
Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
Give us an exclusive, man.
Okay, well, because the preview, yeah, he's very much alive still in the next
Right.
episode, and we know next week is a 10-year time jump.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yes,
somehow
we
he's,
have to say
I don't
goodbye.
know how he's like seems like he was dead in this episode, and then he's still
Right.
around 10 years later somehow. So
The
yeah,
gods are
Poppy.
cool, they say.
he's dying a slow, painful, horrible death, and I feel really
Yeah.
bad for him. But
Jeez.
I think next week, like you said, he's gotta bite it next week. I
Yeah.
don't know.
He's been kicking in.
surprised he
I
made it
wonder
that
if it's
far.
like karma for what he did to his wife. In episode 1.
Oh
That was
yeah, I
Renee.
forgot about that. That was so
Emma.
long ago.
Yeah, I wonder if it's
mean,
karma.
But in the Game of Thrones universe, like he's a pretty good guy. Like,
And we know good guys don't have good endings sometimes, unless
Yeah.
you're Jon Snow. But
I mean,
Is that Aegon?
he did have to die
Sorry.
first.
yeah. G man, your thoughts on the health, and do you think it's next week that we're going to be saying goodbye to King Viserys, my friend?
man, I don't. Even if he make it 10 years, I mean, he might make it to the end of the show at this point. 'Cause I can't call it. I thought he was gonna be done in 5.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as his health goes, like they was trying everything. I feel like the Maester is against them at some point or stuck in his ways, because even when they was treating him, he was like, nah, we're gonna get some more of the pop or the leeches or whatever, instead of something that somebody else suggested that was supposed to help him sleep or something like that. So I feel like they're biding time at this point. But
The king that won't
I
die.
thought when he shook hands with his cousin, his whole arm was gonna fall off, just the way he got help. Like
Yeah.
the way that his arm is looking, I
Yeah.
was like,
Not good.
oh man, I ain't never seen nothing like this. I had to pause. I
man.
was like, yo, what is that?
Disgusting. It's
So
disgusting.
yeah, I mean, he hanging in there,
He
just like
is.
his hairline, he hanging in there. But we gonna see.
I
we gonna
wonder if
see what
there's
happens.
some inner fight of him. He wants to make sure, I guess, Rhaenyra is set and the kingdom and the realm is in order. Maybe that he's just, I don't know, man. But
Yeah.
Meg, your thoughts on this man who just can't seem to die or won't die?
I know they all this talk about name your heir, like jokes on us. Viserys lives till he's 100 years old.
Right.
No,
Right.
We didn't know he was in Game of Thrones, y'all. He was in all 8 seasons. We just didn't know.
no,
He's still
I think
alive.
because like us. It's so funny because y'all, my iPad is sitting on my Game of Thrones books to like hold it up. But it's funny because everyone remembers that season 1, episode of Game of Thrones. And
Mhm.
so now I just think that all the kings are gonna die episode 1, but I guess they pulled a gotcha on us.
Yeah,
They
he's
said
yeah. I'm
they pulled
wondering.
the unexpected again.
I
They
mean,
did.
but like Robert Baratheon did make it till episode 7, I think, of the first season of Game of Thrones, and you could say Viserys is kind of the Robert Baratheon of this show. Like it's when they die that the real conflict begins. So
Right.
maybe episode 7, maybe that's the number. I don't know.
Finale for him.
How many episodes are in the
That's a
season,
good
y'all?
number.
There's 10.
10 episodes. Yeah.
So we're halfway.
Today was if you want to call
Oh.
it the mid-season finale,
Yep.
which
I think
definitely lives up to
10's
that.
perfect. But
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. G man, I want to pivot this conversation and start with you on Otto. Otto Hightowers told his daughter hey, I know we don't like Otto. The man's fired, which he's unemployed right now, but he told her the truth. G, you need to get your son on the throne, because if not, it's going to be a civil war. She didn't want to listen to him then, and by the end of the episode, things changed. Your thoughts on Otto, and is he more dangerous not being the hand of the king?
Oh, for sure. He didn't serve 2 kings at this point. And, for me, this episode, he set the table. You know what I'm saying? He let Allison know, like, very sternly, you know, and in a loving way, because this is like the first time we see them like really embrace.
Yeah, she's
as
an adult
well.
now. He's actually talking to her like an adult
Yeah.
and not just
Mhm.
commanding her to
Grown.
do things. Yeah.
Right. So seeing that, I think him leaving, I don't know how much we'll actually see of him anymore. Like
Mm,
maybe just like over like the whispers or whatever.
mm.
But you know, he's definitely in her corner now because now she's starting to make plays and she getting her roster together. So I'm excited to see, you know, how
Yeah.
things go
Yeah.
about that. But yeah, I mean, Otto, goodbye. You know what I'm saying? See you later.
For now, L, your thoughts on Otto, the warning that he gives his daughter. And I think for the first time, you know, again, he's a little finger, he's the Baelish, you know, we don't like him, but he was for the first time this season, he was speaking facts. You know, you
Right.
got to let the childhood best friend persona go away. It's a whole new game now. Your thoughts on Otto and what he's up to behind the scenes, L?
Yeah, I mean, he was telling the truth. He still is, self-serving. Obviously, which is why I had a problem with Allison taking like the high road. Like, how dare you? Like, I don't know. Maybe at this point she still doesn't know that she was sent over there to do her thing with the king, and that her daddy orchestrated that whole relationship.
She
But
knows.
Yeah, so
She
she
gotta
has to know.
I was
know.
gonna
Yeah,
say I
yeah.
don't see how she
Yeah.
couldn't know that
She
at
popped
this
them babies out.
Yeah.
She
She didn't
knows.
want to
Yeah,
believe
she's
it.
a
she understands that you do, like, people do things out here, like we doing
right.
things out here. So you taking the high road, like, how dare you have an affair with the, like, you know what I mean? Relax, sis,
Yeah.
relax. But Otto
For real.
Hightower, I think, is gonna be somebody that's in her ear, able to turn her neck whatever way he wants it to, because now he's been proven to have been telling her the truth, right, about Rhaenyra and about the whole thing. And so now that her father is gone and she has no one in her court, she getting them pieces together. She getting Christian
Right.
Cole on her team. She done got her high towers over there. She done pulled them from, at the wedding. She like, listen, we got to mount up. Okay, it's time. We got to ride. So, I think she now is going to be a little less green, for lack of a better term.
See what you did there, L. Yeah.
But I think going forward, she's gonna be more cunning, and it all makes sense. I kept hearing the blacks and the greens, like,
Yep.
what that means. But I wasn't mad at Allison this episode. She served us up, and I was here for it. But Otto Hightower is gonna be there, even though he's not gonna be in the castle. He's very much gonna be present in the show.
Eric, man, I'm gonna toss it to you, my friend. Your thoughts on Alicent, and I think if you agree with me here, let me know. There's some remnants of hope of that old friendship when things were simpler. That she just has this pure love and just care and just wants the right thing for Rhaenyra. But that broke after this episode. And what do you think that means for this relationship moving forward, man? Are we seeing the next rivalry begin in tonight's episode between Alicent and Rhaenyra?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that is the ultimate rivalry of this whole series, most likely. I think, because like you mentioned, the greens and the blacks, that's a big kind of sort of theme and conflict in the book.
Yeah,
and basically, that moment where she walks out in the green dress, like, that was kind of announcing, like, okay, we're not friends anymore, and like, I'm coming for you all, basically.
Yep. Oh, that was such a great moment.
That was probably my favorite moment of the episode. That was just so, like,
me too.
That was just a real, like, stunner, I thought.
Game,
as far as Otto goes, I guess, like you said, she's basically gonna be, even though I think she's gonna be taking more control, she is kind of also gonna be his puppet in the King's Court going forward. And I think basically she's going to be kind of the main antagonist, I think, now moving forward. And I think it's really great how the actress Emily Carey, like, was able to switch, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to see her as, like, threatening, because she was always just, like, the most pure character in the show so far. And now this episode, you really see that shift. And also, as far as I think Otto is, I think he's more like Tywin kind of than Littlefinger, and I'm kind of thinking that the Larry Strong, that guy,
the hand,
I think he's more kind of I don't
He's
know.
the little
He's giving me
finger.
little finger vibes
Mhm.
now. He's
Yeah,
clearly
me too.
like
Yeah.
manipulating Allison
Yeah.
there, and yeah. So
And this is Lyon Strong. Is that his son?
yeah,
That's the hand's son.
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
he has two,
Oh, okay.
and then yeah, the other one was
Oh, that the Brolic one.
Yeah.
the
The one
Okay,
that
okay.
he
going on at the
like
party.
nodded. Okay. Yeah.
I love that part. Yeah, I had to run that
That
one
was like,
part back.
go ahead and help. Go
Slug
get
here,
the
go crazy.
princess. Yeah, man. Who did I get? Meg, your thoughts on this growth of this change of color, if you want to call it that, with Allison.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on all this, and I think that the tables have turned.
I took a few notes. I just wrote down Cersei mode activated.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all I wrote with that discussion because I mean, at this point, like you gotta have your kids back. And
Yep.
I went
Yep.
and I watched that preview. I saw Aegon and I'm really excited. So
Oh, is he all aged up now?
he's all aged up
Here
now.
we go. We're moving forward. Man, I'm telling you right now, Allison, Rhaenyra, the younger actors, I'm gonna miss them. I tell you, I'm gonna miss them a lot.
I like this approach though because I like that they gave us something different than like Game of Thrones. I feel like it adds a different element
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
I don't know, just seeing the evolution and I don't know. I like it.
I agree. I don't know if, and again, I know this is the way of the show, it's the way of the books, but I almost wish that maybe season one, and obviously we got 5 more
The whole
episodes to maybe
season.
change. Yeah, just to get the younger ones
Yeah.
for the whole season, that would have been maybe
Yeah.
a different change of pace.
I think
to
that
me.
would have been
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I agree. But hey, I could be eating my words come week 10 and be like, yo, these older, which I do anticipate the older version of them to be just as good, if not better.
Yeah,
To see that
We won't
growth.
have to clutch our pearls anymore when they go to the brothels.
Exactly. They're of age. They're of age now. Definitely, Meg. But I want to toss it back to you, Elle, and just have this conversation about a family coming together. The king, who I know Mac is in the chat. Max, this is your king. He's looking sick. He's begging. He's pleading. He has to compromise. They have to the deal, Elle, and let me know if you think this is a good deal, a raw deal. But the whole situation is, yes, we're going to agree to have Lenore and Rhaenyra marry each other. But when they have their firstborns, they're going to take the Valerian names. But when it's time for them to take the heir, we're going to go back to Targaryens. Who's winning this deal? Is it more the Valerians? Is it more of the Targaryens? Is it an even deal for both parties?
I mean, I think it was a good deal. I think it makes sense. You know what I mean? I think it like logistically or like, you know, in terms of like having like it's a business proposition is, you know, straight up what it is. And I think it was, you know, there was some negotiation that needed to be had, you know what I mean? But, you know, I was surprised that Corliss asked if, you know, about the last names, you know, because who would say, yeah, the
For
next
real.
would be your last name, even though he's
Listen,
my
He,
heir.
he wasn't making sense every time he opened his
I
mouth.
didn't understand that. That little scene was a little weird to me. I know it needed to happen, but I was confused because I didn't understand why Viserys even needed to go there. Like, I'm the king. I'm a son of you, and you're gonna come to me.
Listen, if Mac, I know Mac's watching. This is your king, Mac. This is
I
your
don't
king.
understand,
He's going
like,
in them. That's exactly Elle. Yeah, the king is
you know
always
what I mean? It just didn't make sense to me. And it's moves that Viserys makes that are very unkingly. That's not a word, but that's what I'm gonna say.
It's a word tonight. Yeah.
Like, that's like, it just makes no sense to me because why are you going? First of all, you're about to die. So you're gonna get on a boat and go up to the, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna travel.
Reach out. Yeah.
Up on
Fighting for his life.
And say, can my daughter, who is the heir, marry your son? Why wouldn't you say, hey, come to my house so I can tell you that my daughter will marry your son, and that's gonna be that on that? I don't understand that. It's just very strange to me. But you know, I guess it was, I don't know. I felt like this scene could have been, we didn't need this scene really, but I did like seeing Lord Corliss and Lady Rhaenyra, because you can tell they actually love each other. Like, they're not, you know what I mean? They're not in a marriage of like convenience. I mean, it might have started that way. I don't know.
Right.
But you know, they actually love each other, and he listens to her, which I always love seeing around this time anyway, because it's like, shut up, woman, you don't know what you're talking about. When they have all the information any damn way, so
they know their roles and they play it well.
Yeah. So I thought it was good, and I thought you know that it was a good deal. It definitely makes sense. I appreciated the fact that Rhaenyra and I don't want to jump ahead, but I appreciate the fact that Rhaenyra and Laenor, came to a clear understanding, and we having a conversation that doesn't need to be explained. I know what the deal is with you, and you know what the deal is with me.
Very adult.
Very
conversation.
adult and
I
very
like that.
modern, even though we in the year 100. We
Yeah.
don't have open relationship.
Listen, L.
Not the
That
year 100.
that Will and Jada playbook.
Right, like we gonna just
Go
do
Elliot, you
Centuries.
keep saying that, and I don't appreciate it. I don't
What's
Go
appreciate
understood
it.
don't need to
Centuries,
be
Be-
explained.
because
Entanglements have been around since the dragons and before the
no, but
Manitoba.
I feel like Will and Jada are toxic. I feel like
Yeah,
they're not toxic.
not yet. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
The Targaryens and Valerians we're dealing with here. But well said, L. Tossing it to you, Eric. Your thoughts on this? Do you think it was a good compromise on both parties, or do you think one side got a little bit better end of the deal?
So I'd say the deal in and of itself is like a pretty fair deal for both of them, but kind of just, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but just knowing where things go, I'd say still the Targaryens get the better deal in the end.
Interesting. I like where you're going there,
you
Eric.
have to, right? Like he's the king. Like he's gonna come out on top. If I'm the king, am I gonna let you have more than me?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna have to be that way. Well, that's just if I were the queen. I don't know if Viserys would do, but if that was me, I'm gonna come out on top because I have all the leverage.
And was this in writing, by the way? Because we know,
Right.
can we get this in some blood
we
writing
get
or
this
witness?
Yeah, some witness. Yeah, I
Notary.
know. Can we get that there? But G, your thoughts on this deal, man? Did you think it was a good deal?
I liked it. I mean, I it's the deal they should have made in the first place.
Right.
Initially, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, L. I don't know. I like Corliss' energy in this first episode or this episode, because like he had the king on his knees over here begging for.
He didn't even go receive the king when
That's what I was about to say. Exactly.
His dungeons, his chambers to hear him out.
It's like I'm not even gonna offer you my throne. I can go get you a chair if you need it. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up.
Ooh, I'm good. I'm gonna sit down.
Right. As he's bleeding, as he's talking. Yeah.
Right.
Now this was a power move, G. Like you said, this was definitely a move to kind of show, like, yeah, man, come to me, king. It's a very, and again, Mac, if you're still here, your king he makes some suspect moves. Meg, your thoughts on this move, and do you think someone got a better advantage over the other side?
I mean, I agree with G. I like your take. I feel like, it should have been a match. They need to mix up that gene pool a little bit. Maybe mixing up that gene pool will get rid of leprosy and grayscale and mix the fingers, stuff like that. And so was the daughter. What's her name? She's so pretty.
Lenora. Oh, Lenoy.
Lena.
Come on, Lenora.
Lena. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank
Lena.
you. Lena. Yeah.
So was she trying to get with Damon? I know I'm jumping ahead, but was I misreading it?
No, she keeps
Okay.
the game. Remember, she was Meg. She was put on game when she was 12. Her parents taught her how to say, "Listen, King, I can bed when I'm 15." So she already knows the game. She learned very early. I mean, her parents were selling her off, when she was a kid. So she's already peeped on game.
Do you think that's going to be something more?
I don't know. I thought she was promised
like
to the people
Eric,
There you got something for. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying, what was you saying, G? You think what now?
I thought she got promised to somebody in somebody overseas or something in like the other episode. I wouldn't. But
yeah, you might be right.
I'm just saying, are her and Damon gonna apply?
Right.
Nah,
they definitely apply pressure though.
They did.
They apply pressure.
And I feel like he went to see her, like he blocked her. You know what I mean? Like he saw her and got up and was like, "Say, bro, I'm about to dance with her. Go ahead and sit down." And he just like brushed his way into the, you know what I mean? And they were talking like each other. Like, you know what I mean?
I was like, okay.
Yeah, they match energy. And I feel like they see that. Like, I don't think Lena is
the same way.
A mild person anyway. I think she's very self-assured. I think she's very strong. I think she knows what her bloodline is. I think she knows that she's the prize. And Damon thinks that about himself too. So they match in energy. So I think if they did get together, they would probably be okay. But because it's Game of Thrones, I feel like if they did get together and it might be okay, it probably won't be okay.
Right. I would say, the good thing always lasts long. Yeah, I mean, that is a power. They do have a lot of parallels.
Couple though, if they did, they'd be gorgeous couple.
Yeah. I
agree. Definitely her father's son. I got those vibes from because like even with like the Corliss and what's her name? His wife. What's his wife's name?
The queen.
The queen that never was.
Yeah.
Like even there. yeah,
Raise.
even their relationship, like they like fit each other, like where
Mhm.
Corliss is weak, she is
Yes.
Yep.
strong. So you
Right.
can tell, like he asked, he's like, did I push too far there?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, I was trying to see what we can get. I thought he was gonna ask for something like not necessarily a
Give me a
name,
dragon.
but like
Give me some
right
dragon
or
eggs.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna ask for something like that. But
Right.
just seeing the duality of like the two kids,
Mm.
and seeing like their
Yeah.
mannerisms
Right.
was very, very cool to see, like in this whole dynamic, because it was just like a public
Yeah.
thing. You got to see
I
the true
agree.
colors.
Well
Yeah.
said. Well said. The only thing I want, and then we'll pivot over to this new potential power couple. Just round table. Quick thoughts. Starting with you, L. Seeing the Corliss and Rhaenyra, or his wife. I feel like I want more from them. Is it just me? Do you want more from them? Because they seem, the only time we only see them two on screen, they're always talking about the same thing. He always says, "You should be queen. You should be like." I feel like they're only giving us that one element of the relationship. And again, I appreciate them being on the same page, but I feel like there should be more to their storyline. That's all they seem to talk about is, "You should have been king." Oh, I know. It's like, how often do you guys talk about this? Like every day? Am I wrong thinking that, or do you want more from them?
No, I definitely agree with you. I think that we've seen that before. Like he said it in the small council room. He said it in the garden.
Every time we
He said
see
it in
them.
the stairwell.
You should have been the
Like,
queen.
we get it, my
You should have
guy.
been the
We
queen.
understand. We understand that you're upset. We can move past that now. And even
And
Ray,
she said,
let it go.
Like, move
Like
on.
it's over with.
"Oh, I wrote notes." I said, because when I was watching that, y'all, in the watch along, I was like, "Just gotta let it go,
Gotta let it go. It's gone.
let it go."
Oh,
Look,
man.
it's like,
Like, that was like 20 years ago. We all
let it go.
Man.
now we're gonna get our children in a position to win, because I'm not gonna be that. I mean, what you think is gonna happen? I'm 19th in line for the throne right now.
Right.
So what you think is gonna happen? So
I thought you was gonna say I'm 1900 years old.
I
I
did
think
too.
that this scene right here was like a setup for what we're gonna see for them. Like, because they
yeah.
are connected and
Yep.
they do see the bigger picture together. She's gonna use her influence. He's gonna use his strength to get what it is that they want. But again, it's Game of Thrones. So whatever is left is gonna be right, and whatever is right is gonna be on the damn ceiling. So you never know, but it won't ever work out the way we think it will.
Eric, man, your thoughts? Are you feeling like Corliss and his wife and the Valerians are kind of left in the back burner? They might have more to do in the second half of the season. Season 2 has already been renewed, or do you feel like we getting enough of them so far? Do you feel like there's not enough depth, as they say in this comment here?
I feel like they've set them up well, and I think they'll get their due eventually in the series.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
I need it, man, because they're great. They're a great couple. I love what they.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, because even if you think on Game of Thrones, it took a while for some certain characters or certain houses to kind of really.
Very true.
Like, I think maybe the Greyjoys, it didn't really dive into them at all until season 2, barely. It was just Theon kind of around, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, perfect example is Sansa. I mean, she was always just a one-note character and ended up being one of my favorite characters by in the show. So there's definitely room to grow. I just want it now. I just want it now. G, your thoughts on this relationship, and are you feeling the same? Do you feel like they're kind of lacking a little bit of depth from these characters?
I mean, maybe as a couple, I don't think they're lacking depth as far as like the characters herself, because
individually,
because the wife hasn't really been on screen that much, but when she's been on screen, it's been like pretty like impactful.
Very true.
Yeah.
I think the last time we saw her was that conversation he had with Rhaenyra about what it means to be a prince, or queen.
And I think with Corliss, it's going to take more conversations with other people. I feel like as far as like their conversations, it's probably always going to end up stemming back to that, because I mean, it's obvious in this episode that Corliss is more hurt about not getting to be on the throne more than she is. So I think that's always gonna it's always gonna lead back to that, because you can tell like he's like not necessarily a one-track mind type of person, but like he is very like set and like I want this, like I don't want anything else. Like it's just me and mine, and that's it. So like I feel like if they start having more conversations, like when he was having conversations with his brother and like just different characters, and like even when he was in the the council, whatever. Like seeing them more in those environments, I feel like we'll get more depth into their character. Because like when they home, they home.
Right.
So that's how I feel.
No, I agree with you, man. I agree. Meg, you got any more flavor to add on this Valerian burger?
That sounds
They got
good.
some beautiful kids. Beautiful kids.
They do. But speaking of beautiful kids, y'all, I think it's time to talk about this too here. And I think Elle alluded to it, but we can just finally, kind of really dive into it. The adulting going on here, the agreement between Rhaenyra and Lenore about like, listen, and I love her kind of Iron Chef metaphor about the cooking, or what does she say?
I like roast. And
I like, I can't remember.
Oh, you like goose or something like that?
Goose,
Yeah.
Once they had, I'm like, wait, are they talking about their sexual preferences at this? Look at these young adults having this real conversation.
These whippersnappers.
I appreciated it. Meg, I'm gonna start with you. Your thoughts on this conversation, which I thought was very mature of them to be like, hey, you can do you, we can play the game and smile and laugh in each other's faces. But at the end of the day, we know who we lay in bed with at night.
So at this point in the episode, I was so happy. I was so excited and I was here for it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is perfect. I don't know the books. So I'm thinking that, they're going to be wed and they're both going to have their side pieces and they can just have their side pieces and then they're going to have them being wed. And I thought it was great. I loved it. I know you was like on the Will and Jada. I felt like that was Will and Jada's toxic. I felt like this wasn't an entanglement. I felt like it was just the perfect setup and both of them knew that it was about duty.
Right.
And so I was definitely here for it. I mean, clearly she has an appetite. We saw that last episode, and I was here for the City Girls shenanigans. And we know how that ended.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
But I was really excited about the possibility. Like in my brain, I was just dreaming up like, oh, that's so perfect, because then they can go get their little side piece, come together, do their royal duties. I was like, yes, this is a win for everybody. So I was so here for it.
I almost felt like this was maybe a conversation, as Elle alluded to. It seems like Corliss and his wife are on the same page, but it probably took a while to get to that. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a similar conversation they had when they wed, right? If they had other lovers or other interests. But I really did appreciate this conversation and this acknowledgement. G, your thoughts on this scene, man? And
very progressive.
Very progressive. Agree. Your thoughts, G?
I was a little confused at first when they was talking. I'm like, what is she talking about?
Gooses and eggs and flavor. Y'all hungry?
Yeah, I was like, oh wait. I was like, oh okay, I'm there now. I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it by any means. I was expecting a little bit more from Lenore as far as like, feedback on the conversation. It was definitely heavily led by Rhaenyra. It's like, all right, this is how it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you won't have a problem with it, right? But you know what I'm saying, this is what I'm thinking. And you could see they were, a little like they could see it. They could see like how this could work. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, anything that's too good to be true is always going to end up being like that. So now I don't know how it's gonna work now. Now he got that hurt. He got that hurt.
Yeah, man. And we'll talk about that.
What was her and Sir Prince Charming doing in that bedroom, y'all? I need to know what they was up there doing because
listen, he didn't have hey, we'll get to that, Meg. Eric, man, your thoughts on this compromise, this decision, very progressive, like you said. But I guess my question, Eric, to kind of put a spin on it is, it seems to be very well knowledge that Lenore does prefer men over women or bisexual, whatever the terminology was during this time in Game of Thrones. But it seems to be very public knowledge, which would be very surprising as someone of his, stature in that family, that they didn't put the fire on those rumors, but it seemed to be public knowledge.
Yeah. So actually I was wondering about that too. I'm thinking maybe like, I don't know if it's like public knowledge, but yeah, some people know.
Well, not public to like, it's sort of like certain whispers are going around and people, it's not like, I don't know how Rhaenyra would know that. Yeah,
I think it's sort of like maybe kind of like how it was with Jaime and Cersei, like how almost everyone kind of knows, but you can't say it.
You can't,
really,
yeah.
Or else,
Right.
Or you got to be careful about who you say it to, or else you could get in some serious trouble.
Right.
That's my guess, and yeah, I'm wondering now if that's why Rhaenyra was actually kind of suddenly so open to wedding Laenor specifically, because she knew
good point, Eric. Yeah,
this kind of proposition before him,
right.
He'd agree to it.
Great point,
because
man.
it would
Great
serve
point.
him.
Yep.
And then remember Damon telling his sister, like, what, you look almost as pretty as your brother. Like the little liners that they had, like that. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Well said, man. Good point out there. Elle, your thoughts on this very mature relationship, and do you think that their agreement? I guess what does this mean for Lenore now? Because his side piece is R.I.P., which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was great. I thought it was very surprising because usually during this time, it's looked down on. Not even this time. It's looked down on it in this current time as well.
Times, yeah.
Especially back then, it would be looked down upon. But his dad was like, he gonna grow out of it. That's what they say in 2022.
Right.
That part geeked me. I ain't gonna count. That part geeked me. I was laughing.
Yeah, like I was like, okay, well, his dad knows. His mama was like, he don't like girls. Now what you talking about, right? So and then I kept thinking like, damn, how does everybody know that? But then I remember we're in the year 100. What else are they gonna do? You done farmed. You done did all the things. You just gonna talk about people. Like everybody knows things because that's what you do. Sitting around in these tents and eating, fig pudding and whatever. You just talk about it.
And I mean, not to cut you off, Elle, but let's be honest, Joffrey has a mouth on him. So I wouldn't be surprised if his boyfriend was the one that said something or slipped up. Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Joffrey was, we not gonna know because
R.I.P.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Joffrey was like straight and just slept with him to position himself in a better position. Because I don't know that. I don't know him. They could have just made him a knight.
It's a great point.
I think his name was Joffrey Longhorn or Langhorn or something like that.
Yeah.
He wasn't from a house. He didn't get announced. So we don't know what his deal is. But going back to Rhaenyra and Laenor, I thought it was great. And I thought, that's very progressive. I know a couple that's in their 70s that has an open relationship and has had one for 40 years. And they are so freaking happy because they get to be who they truly are. And I think that's what was appealing to Rhaenyra and to Laenor, that they can serve their duty and they can still be who they are, which is like fierce and they want to love who they want to love. And I'm here for it.
I hear you. Well said, guys. Well said. We got a packed house. And again, I appreciate all of my guests here. I'm loving the conversation. We still got this second half of the episode to break down. But before we do, like, share, comment, subscribe to all these wonderful content creators. Give them a follow as well on all their other social media accounts. My man, I didn't even realize my man was in the back room this whole time. I'm going to bring him into the chat. My man, Johnny, always blessing us with his knowledge, man. How we doing, Johnny?
Hey.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you, Johnny. Good to see you, man. I know you've been in the chat. Again, I just realized you were in the back room. So my apologies, man.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. I've been listening. I've been smiling. I've been having a good time here.
Well, hey, Johnny, just to throw you in the fire, if you will. You're kind of at this point of the episode. Your thoughts on this relationship and kind of everything we kind of discussed in a nutshell.
Relationship of convenience. I like that they had their adult talk about it. Sir Kristen kind of threw that on its side.
We won't get to him. Yes.
Can I just go back to the Valerians for 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna add my little tzatziki. I'm Greek, so I'm adding a little tzatziki to the flavor here.
Add it in, my friend. Add it in.
I love when they walk down into the banquet. I wanted to hear Battle of Honor and Humanity from Kill Bill when they're walking down there, because they look so damn cool walking walking down those stairs. Yeah, there it is.
They clean.
Oh man, the drip.
I heard a song too, Johnny. I can't say it on here, but it was just like, this is for strictly for.
Yeah,
this is for.
Yeah,
the real ones.
They were fire.
I loved it.
Fire. Man, it was, we'll definitely, that entrance was fire. And again, shout out to Johnny joining us, and we're going to get you in this conversation right away, Johnny, kind of starting off with we talked about it, but let's just kind of dive a little bit deeper. My man, Sir Kristen Cole, Johnny. I said it during the live stream. I don't know how many L's he took tonight, but they were just adding up. I lost track. Your thoughts, Johnny, on do you, I don't know if it's sympathize with Cole, his position of like, I put my career, my life on the line for this relationship, and I just want you to go. Do you feel it was stupid? It was immature of him? Your thoughts on this conversation, Johnny?
I think it was. I don't know if it was stupid. I think he let his feelings get the best of him.
Yeah,
he let his love for her get the best of him.
Yep.
And I didn't think there was any way possible in the realm that she would say, "Yeah, I'm going to go to Essos with you, and I'm going to I'm giving up the throne." So we can go on a field trip together and be like nobodies.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you may have been a nobody
Right.
at one point.
Right.
But I'm a Targaryen and I ride a dragon and we have
they don't just blend into the crowd. They don't can't just dye your hair.
I don't just I don't go off on field trips with knights, and sorry that you feel disgraced about everything with your with your vow, but I'm not going on that trip. Sorry.
Meg, again, I couldn't, and that's why I love doing these watch alongs. It's my live, fresh reaction. I was beyond myself of Chris, and just I called him for my hip hop fans out there. He was Aubrey Graham tonight, y'all. He was Drake. He was all in his feelings tonight. Meg, what's going on with Chris? And was it that good, I guess, Meg?
I mean, if you know, you know. Like,
I guess.
I understand. It's a burden that some people must bear.
Not a burden.
Man.
But, so everybody was all confused, and they were like, "Why is he acting this way?" I mean, hello. Do you see the material? Okay, you saw how she had it braided up, wrapped around, adorned. Okay, eyes like the
She is a
sea,
dragon rider.
hair like the sun. All right, That's why I said I don't know what was going on. All right, we're gonna have to wait for the fan made films on that one. I'm just kidding.
If they're not already out.
What
Meg,
was going on? Because she got him in a tizzy. Okay,
and mind you, Meg, this
I
was
feel
only
like we should have seen it coming.
This was only
What's
a
up,
week.
Elliot?
This is like a couple days from last week's episode. The last few episodes have been like months, years. He's all in, Meg. He is all in.
I mean, that's how I be. I'm like, come on, we know she got an appetite. I don't know what's going on, and like we should have known because I mean, I don't want to jump ahead, y'all, because boy, we had a time last night. We had a time last night. That look in his eyes, that shiftiness, I called it. I already knew.
Man, G, your thoughts on Kristen? Did you feel bad for him? Did you feel like he was the village idiot, or do you feel like Rhaenyra kind of played him?
Rhaenyra ain't play him at all, man. I felt bad for him last episode because I was just like, I already knew it was gonna happen. Like you said, you couldn't see it. I knew it was gonna happen because I was just like, ain't no way we done seen like how it was for Cersei and what's his name? Jamie. Mm-hmm. Like, so they already said an oath, right? And broke the oath, like this was like his one thing in life that he holds sacred. Right. And he gave it up for her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, let's go away now, like, because we could do this thing, But she's just like, come on now. Like, you knew what it was.
Right.
Like, you knew what it was.
Apparently not, man.
I mean, I like, I'm not going to say the boat conversation wasn't needed. I feel like it ran a little bit long.
Same.
Because it's just like in my mind, I was like, come on, just like I feel like in this show, nobody just want to say what it really is. Like they all just like, I don't know, like I don't want to hurt your feelings, but she told him straight out, she's like, the crown is me, like I am the crown, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can get another Cole any other day if I need to, So just seeing that, my man was puppy dog face for the rest of the episode and just
never the same.
So yeah, that jump must have been water. I don't know.
Man, it's a long trip home. Long trip home, man. Eric, your thoughts, my friend, on this this conversation. You know, are you going to pull a wild card and say, "Hey guys, I feel bad for Chris," or do you feel like this was just a bad move on his part?
I think both. Like,
Yeah.
like as soon as he was like, I knew they were gonna have a falling out, but yeah, I was just as soon as I sort of realized what he's like saying to her, I'm like, oh no, man! Like, even just you saying this is like you're already digging this hole you already made like way bigger,
Right?
And yeah, but at the same time, like, yeah, I feel terrible for him because he seemed like a really good guy, kind of up until this episode, and I mean, even now, I'm still feeling for him, but yeah, it's reminding me a lot of, again, I know I keep making parallels to Game of Thrones, but it's a lot.
I love your parallels. I love them.
It's a lot like that scene, like a much harsher version of that scene in like the season 6 finale between like Daenerys and Dario, where she has to like leave him basically.
Yeah.
It's like you know what we had was good.
Yep.
But like,
gotta go on my journey. Yep.
So
gotta fulfill the promise.
It's just that departure was a lot softer, and you know they'd been together for a while. But,
yeah. Well said.
He's reminding me a lot of Dario, and that way.
People like Dario.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're gonna see Dario in the Jon Snow series because he just kind of like disappears after.
Bro, I cannot wait for that series to come back. And there's been some. I don't know if y'all saw, not to get too far off the track, but Emilia Clarke has been kind of sharing her 2 cents on the matter if there's a possibility, because considering where Drago or her dragon took her was you know, to the red witches where they can resurrect people. So man, I'm telling you, that Jon Snow show is going to be on another level.
Like,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's like a whole conversation on how to dissect. I mean, as much as people hate on that ending, I love the way it concludes the story really well, I think, mostly, and then it actually leaves so many interesting things to think about. It's like, I don't know. You can argue about how they got there, but the actual ending, I think, is kind of perfect in a lot of ways.
Listen, Eric, I love the enthusiasm from season 8, man, but you might be the only one on tonight's stream.
Nah, I'm with him.
Oh, okay. There you go, Eric.
I watched it all at once, so I didn't get that like year-long break.
That's a different experience, G. That's a different experience. So 12 years or 8 years to get that in there was definitely harsh, man.
No, and I've seen the whole series like most of the episodes
multiple
probably
times.
3 or 4 times at least. So I don't know. Honestly, on rewatch, like I think those last 2 seasons go down better.
It's different. Yeah, I got you.
Once you kind of know the structure, I think for a lot of it was sorry, side tangent, but like
no, you're good. Go ahead.
I think a lot of it was like just people were thrown off by. I mean, there's some issues with the writing and stuff, but I think there's just the structure of the season was very different from what people were expecting. Mm-hmm. They weren't expecting like, oh, the whole White Walker thing's going to be resolved like halfway through, and then the rest, you know, they thought that was the end game, and I think that's a big part of what threw people off. But
yeah, that's a whole nother.
No, I'm with you, Eric, though, because I remember you said before that you were like one of the few who didn't hate Game of Thrones in the end and stuff like that, and I was the same way. I was still a fan, and everybody was just like mad and upset. And I was like, oh, I'm still a fan. And they're like, oh, the last season. And I was like, oh, I still like the last season.
Especially watch, like, I don't know, the Long Night's probably one of my top 10 favorite episodes.
Yeah, some diamonds in that dirt. You know, for sure. Elle, tossing it to you on this, Chris, and I guess just to put another spin on it, as far as this relationship and this decision, do you think it was you know, as far as Rhaenyra goes, someone mentioned the comment. Do you think this love, or this young love, that she's not as into him as he is into her after their intimate night?
No, I don't think so. So, but wait, before I say that, I saw Sharonda from Pay a Wait was in the chat earlier. Sharonda, sis, I don't even know if you hear. You my reason why, girl. I started my channel because of you. I'm such a huge fan. If y'all are not subscribed to her channel, please go do that. I've been following you since Girls Trip, girl. So shouts out to you. Love you.
Wait, Sharonda, you're also the reason I started a YouTube. I've been with you. Sharonda, I've been with you since like 3,000 followers, girl. Okay. 3,000 followers.
Yeah, shout out to Pay Away Sharonda. She's
Yeah.
a friend of the channel. Who knows? We might be able to get her on one of these streams one day. But yeah, shout out to Sharonda. And shout out to everyone in tonight's chat. Thumbs up, share, comment, and yes, Sharonda is one of the real ones, y'all. She is. She's a G. I'm a big fan of Sharonda. That's the homie. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying about this, Christian?
Christian Cole, I was punching the air when I was watching every time he was on the screen. Like I was like, boy, you like I was very upset about his decision making in this because I was confused. It doesn't seem like to me somebody who's gotten as far in life as he has would be thinking along the lines as he was on that boat. Maybe he was seasick. Maybe he was tired. Maybe he was just, had a little infection or something because I'm confused. Like, why would you say, let's, leave everything you have behind, all this luxury and access and wealth to go be my wife and we can live in a shack in a field somewhere together and we're going to be happy and love, sir.
Girl, because that's all he needs to survive.
That's not real.
She's his life force.
My life. Because we rolled around in the bed one time. Why would I do that, sir? I don't. And the only reason she slept with him was because she was revved up from her uncle.
Yeah, she was on one that night.
As she sealed the deal with her dirty uncle, then she probably would have been like, "Good night, sir, Christian Cole. You have a good one. I'm gonna see you in the morning." And that would have been that, right? But because she didn't, they, and now she's like, "Okay, that was fun. I like you. You do kind of look like Eric from The Little Mermaid. I'm gonna go with it." But I just felt like that was a ridiculous ask of him, right? To be,
it was beyond ridiculous.
And if the shit was on the other foot, he would never leave the throne for her.
I agree.
Because I can still have you. We can still have each other, which is why I was confused. It's like, okay, you took an oath. All right, cool. Shut up about it. Just shut up.
He made it. He's an adult. He made the decision.
Anybody. You don't have to confess your soul to the queen. You didn't have to tell her that you slept with Rhaenyra. Because had you shut up, you would have found out she wasn't even talking about you.
Listen, Elle. Listen,
holding himself.
You are the
snitching on yourself.
John Stockton to Karl Malone right now, Elle, because you just threw me a nice assist because that's the next moment I was going to talk about. This man did not keep his mouth shut, Elle, and I'm going to let you start this conversation off, and we'll go around the table. But Elle, when my man just couldn't shut up, first off, you're in the presence of a queen. There shouldn't be much talking as it is. She just was having a conversation. He just stopped her mid conversation, say, "Yes, it was me. I did it.
Right.
Please,
right.
you don't have to torture me anymore." Elle, your thoughts on this? More than ridiculous.
And then, in my mind, because again, like he's a small town boy in the big city. Right. He got a white cloak on and he's made something of himself. He told Rhaenyra that this is the highest and the most that somebody from his, the Coles have ever had. Right. How can you get to this point and not have learned to shut up? I just don't understand because she was talking in half sentences. Well, I heard that. And, she said that
he couldn't take it. The guilt, it killed it ate him away. It ate at him. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was wringing his hands, right? He was wringing his hands while she was saying it.
Right.
But to me, I just didn't see, because if you want to keep your cloak, it would serve you to shut up.
Exactly.
If you want to stay alive, it would serve you to shut up. So why go out here talking about who you rolled around in the head with? That's not her business because she married the king. She get to know who you slept with.
That's I guess it's the purity of Kristen. He just is a loyal, pure, decent, honest person that just can't hold the water. Yeah, I'm surprised he's made it this long in this world. Yeah, that's a very good point, Elle. Eric, man, your thoughts. I know you were kind of 50-50 on feeling bad and feel like he made a tough decision, but I think this decision here, Eric, is like this is a really, really dumb mistake.
I don't know. I kind of get it because I think
my man Eric, I love it. That's it, man.
I think I'm not saying it was like a good decision, but I get where his headspace is at. I think his like pleas to Rhaenyra as ridiculous as they might have seemed. Basically, they were like a last ditch effort to kind of like see if he had a future of some sort where he could feel okay about himself. Mm-hmm. And basically, once she shot that down, he was just kind of done. He's like, that's it. I'm just, I'm out.
Truth
now.
is out. Yeah.
I'm ready to die, basically, for what I've done now.
Yeah, literally.
That's basically, I don't know. So I kind of see that. He was just kind of like, that was it. He tried his one kind of plea to her, and that didn't work. So he was just kind of ready to give up, basically.
Man, he was running wild, Eric.
I get where he's coming from.
I'm gonna listen, Eric. So you're kind of. I love that your team somewhat team Kristen. But when we get to another moment, Eric, when the little moment at the wedding, I'm gonna see if you're defending your boy then. G, your thoughts on this decision? Was it just too hot to handle? Too much tea that he couldn't just keep in? It's eating away at him, man.
I mean, it's like he just folded. Like he folded. He had no reason to say anything because I mean, yes, it's the queen, but Rhaenyra is the third most powerful person in the castle. So, and when she's ends up being the queen and ruling, it's who gonna tell you now? You know what I'm saying? Like you're in the perfect situation. I don't think it was so much of guilt. I think it might have been just like I gotta tell somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
well, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, man, what was it? Episode 1, there was like a little moment between Alicent and Kristen. She gave him the whatever, it was like maybe there was like this comfortability, like this was maybe a different path. If it was a different world, maybe they would be together.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Cole from because I mean, when it falls in your lap, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need to, go out and tell all your business like that, especially in this situation where he was ready to just die, and I'm like, man, like I can't believe you even just said that,
Like couldn't be stopped. This is I think Elle said it. This is his first of his family making it this big. It's almost like that story you hear. I'm the first person in my family to go to college, and as soon as they get in trouble, they just want to tell the dean everything so they don't mess up their family legacy. So there's some some good
and like the what was I about to say? The dang, I lost it just that fast. I lost it. Dang.
Well, if you find it, we'll go back to you. I want to toss it to Meg. My man, Meg, he just couldn't keep his mouth shut. Or do you think this was maybe a wise decision? Because Alicent sees what Rhaenyra did to him, and she decided to team up with him. Was it actually maybe a smart decision for him to tell the truth?
Is this the same Sir Cole that told Daemon? Perhaps you remember.
Yep, that was him. Same one that beat him too. Yeah, different guy. This is his twin. I'm sorry. This is like I said. This is Aubrey Drake tonight. Man.
Yeah,
I remember what it was. It was that he was no. Oh, this is the most lines he done had in the whole season so far.
Very true.
So for him to go from not saying nothing to
saying
everything. That's
when he was saying something, he was, telling off Daemon. So we was here for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, child.
Sorry, I had to get that off.
No, I'm glad you found it. Those are the worst when it's like.
What was your question, Elliot?
Just your thoughts on this scene.
I actually, so I'll be the contrarian. Where Mac at today? I'll be the contrarian, and and I say that I appreciated him telling her that it was him because I think she really thought that it was Daemon. Like, I feel like she truly believed that Daemon and Rhaenyra had really did some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I wanted her to know that Rhaenyra was not sleeping with Daemon.
Right. Which, I mean,
to
to that point, Meg, is it not? How has Kristen not known of the rumors? He seems to not have even known that Rhaenyra and Daemon had a wild shenanigans the same night that they hooked up.
Right.
How is he not aware of this? I'm very curious on that. How he hasn't heard the whispers.
I see, because he's
in love, right? He doesn't.
Yeah,
I remember one thing last night
when Elle was saying like how can they run away after a role? I'm like, y'all are not understanding. Like, she is his life force. Okay, right. She's the only reason that his heart is beating. She is everything.
He better let that cloak be his force, because then he risk it all to put the cloak on.
He did.
And he rode around with her with one side, like, listen, okay, I can't speak to what, maybe that was his first time. Maybe she blew his mind. Okay, cool. That's great. But relax, buddy.
Right.
Like, y'all don't understand. Like, what happened once you roll over and it's all done? Like, you just gonna, I don't understand. It just
Gave into the baby
Listen.
blues.
You don't listen. If we learn anything tonight, you don't bring Kristen to the robbery because he'll be the first one to tell.
absolutely not.
Johnny, man, jump in here, man. Your thoughts on Kristen and him? Just because, again, she's literally just let the queen talk. Kristen, she was thinking about Damon. But your thoughts, my friend, on this moment?
Well, I think I think it was Princess Coco who said it in the chat. Is that he was broken and he doesn't have any kind of support structure.
Right.
So it's not like he could just go to another one of his Kingsguard buddies
Right.
and say, hey, you know, me and the princess,
Right.
we had, you know, we knocked boots.
Right.
So he was dying to say it to somebody, and the person that he shouldn't have said it to.
The queen
pretty much.
of all people. Yeah.
That's like telling your boss that you stole time from work. It's
Right.
like, say, boss,
Yeah, exactly.
listen,
It's like,
I know that I took a
by the way-
I mean, he said, "Kill me." He said,
By the way,
"You can
he
kill me."
said you can take the title, yeah.
I was late, and I also took $100 from the till.
Right.
You know,
I
might
mean,
as well just say that.
Was it really like the wrong person to tell though? Because we see, and just knowing where things go, she's sort of gonna support him basically.
Yeah.
Well, we know that for sure, Eric, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
He doesn't really know Allison.
He
Yeah,
was
he doesn't know her
Yeah, no,
intentions.
I'm not saying it was a good decision on his end,
Yeah.
but
On
like
his-
it
yeah.
sort of works out for him to some degree.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're right. It kind of was
Yeah.
almost destiny.
But I
almost.
wanted Allison to know that, you know, Damon and
Rhaenyra
Rhaenyra was
lied,
sleeping
yeah.
together. I wanted her to know.
Because
I
what
would have
would have
liked
happened?
that she, if she would
Johnny,
have,
that's what we doing.
Damon was a sleazeball, because she already doesn't like Damon, like from the beginning. Like she doesn't trust him, and she told her husband, "Your brother is a snake. I know that you know that." Like, and I would have liked to have that piled on. That would have been great. But you know,
Definitely,
I feel like now, even though it was annoying at the time, it's setting up to be really, really like chef's kiss, because they're gonna link up, and I don't know who Rhaenyra's person will be, right? Because Allison now is probably gonna have Kristen Cole, and they're gonna
Well, I
link up.
tell you, Al, who's gonna be? It's gonna be that man named Damon.
Oh, and Damon, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's gonna be your boy moving
That's
forward.
gonna be her boy. And what you just said made me think about what I saw in the trailer.
I gotta see this
Next
trailer. I gotta see this damn
episode,
trailer.
made
Oh
sense.
yeah.
I gotta see
Yeah.
this trailer. Oh, Johnny, by the way, man, I didn't know if did you have any more thoughts on that, man? On
No, I
the
just
conversation?
I still think it's one of the worst person he could say it to, because she could turn around on him, and you know he broke his vow, and he's in the Kingsguard.
Yeah.
In the Kingsguard, you know, and she could have him executed for it.
Right. I mean, listen, let me tell you this,
on a
Johnny.
whim, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
He's lucky Otto is no longer in the hand of the king. He's lucky Otto wasn't in that room, because it might have been a different story.
Yeah, we ain't seen no executions yet either.
No, but I'm sure it's coming, man. I'm
It's
sure it's
coming
coming. Well, we know why, because the king ain't executing nobody, man.
Yeah,
He ain't got
about
the
that
heart to
life.
do that. He ain't got that stomach. Listen, guys, I don't even know where to begin as far as this conversation. So, El, I'm gonna start it with you, and you can just take it wherever you want, because it's the last half of the episode. So, the wedding. We're starting with the wedding. El, again, you can start at the beginning, the middle, the end. Just what moment stood out to you? What was the best moment? A moment that you were confused about? The stage is yours.
I'm sure everybody loved the entrance of the Lord Corliss and his family. All the sauce that they were serving up at the wedding, and you know what I really enjoyed. I thought, I don't know if it was just me, but I really enjoyed seeing how entrances and fashion were used to communicate points in this episode, because I do that to this day. If I know that I'm going somewhere and I'm gonna see somebody, I'm gonna step on your neck. That's just period. I'm gonna go buy a new dress. I'm gonna get a haircut. I'm gonna get my nails done. I'm gonna be late, and everybody gonna be sitting down eating their chicken and meatballs and they whatever at the table. And I'm gonna come in, and y'all are gonna see me, right? And people do that now, and they did that then, right? And they all matched. They were all walking on the same foot to the beat of the song. It was like they
Temptations.
Yeah, it was like
Jackson
breakfast
family
for
walking
me.
in there.
And I really, really enjoyed that because they understand their position. They understand their leverage. They know that they're beautiful. Like everybody in the pack was fire, right? When the Lannisters came in, they're not the Lannisters that we know.
Yeah, they were very
A whole
who these
different,
bums.
underling of Lannister, right? They know that they probably have a little coin, but there was a little ragtag. But see them Valerians, they came in there and they served us up, and I thought that was so dope. And I really enjoyed seeing Alicent come in, obviously with the dress and again fashion, making a statement, right? Because you don't have to say anything. When I come in and I step on your neck with my new dress, I don't have to tell you what I'm doing because you know what I'm doing, right? And that's exactly what Alicent did, and I really enjoy seeing that because this is the year 100 that we in right now, or 105 or whatever. But
you're in this year 100.
Listen, I do the same thing. So I really enjoy seeing that. And I really like seeing how, you can make a statement without actually verbalizing yourself.
In the show, and now on that point, the show has done such a great job at that. I think of even Damon a couple of weeks ago. A lot of people acknowledged that during the scene, which was probably still my least favorite episode of the season so far, with the battle. He said 2 words in the beginning of the episode, but he was able to convey his passion, his mission throughout the episode with very few words. And a lot of actors have shown that in this show. Rhaenyra being one of them. I don't know if y'all, the little screenshot I had up there, the side eye that she gave Jason about, I found the right one. So many moments in this wedding. Eric, was there a moment for you, man, that really stood out to you in this wedding? Was it the green dress of Alicent? Was it the you better recognize who's coming in this wedding with the Valerians? Was there another moment that stood out to you? The fight with Kristen and Joffrey?
Yeah, I mean, both those entrances were really awesome, but I think the Valerians, I don't know, it's not really clear if they were late or not. I mean, they are like the groom, I don't know if they call it that then, but like the groom's party, you could say that they might that might be like intentional that they're supposed to be, there once everyone's sitting down so everyone sees them. But yeah, Alicent was clearly there to make a statement. So I'd say like that was probably my favorite moment. But also, like how you guys were mentioning before, like how all the perspective shots, like how we were seeing, like I think I really loved. I mean, as messed up as it is, I think every time Rhaenyra and Daemon are interacting and speaking in Valyrian, it's always there is really like quite a really twisted spark between them.
It's a dynamic. It's a chemistry. Yeah, I agree.
And, I love the way how we like see the king or Viserys looking at them, and then he's like, "What's going on?" And then you just hear the screaming, and then you can't, and then people are in front of them, and you can't see what's going on right before it all breaks out. It makes us think kind of that Daemon's doing something. That's our first thought, right?
Yeah.
That. So yeah, just that whole bit. But yeah, if I had to pick one part, it probably would just be Alicent coming in, Alicent or you know what I mean, or even Daemon. I haven't even talked about Daemon coming in, makes an entrance, just like he did. Kind of last.
You gotta say much.
This time we know he's up to no good.
Oh man, he was.
I can't believe that because that's prime. That's a prime example about Viserys as a king.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I made a declaration on my
banished
phone,
you,
holding my sword, and told you better not bring yourself back in my place ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he come to the wedding late with no gift. Okay, coming in, and then the king is like,
wait, hold on, El, not to cut you off. He came with a gift. It's this face is the gift, El. It's his presence is the gift. His presence is a presence.
Smirk.
The smirk, exactly, El.
His Targaryen-ness is his with his short mom cut. But I just was thinking about how that just solidifies to me why why he had so much stress as a king, because nobody listens to him really. He's like the parent that is like, sit down, don't get up again. You get up again, you're gonna be in trouble. I'm warning you. Okay, you got up again. Okay, have a seat. Come on now. You're not gonna come in my house after I told you to leave because this is my house, right? But nobody listens to him. So bless his heart. May he rest in peace.
Who was I at last? G, your thoughts, man. What stood out to you, man? As far as was it Eric's? I know he mentioned Allison, Damon's entrance, the Valerians, the fight. What was a moment that stood out to you tonight, man? At this wedding.
It's a three-way tie. I ain't gonna cap
So many
because
moments. It's hard.
I love Damon because he's just like he just got that dog in him. Like he just like don't matter what he do, you know when he's stepping up in the floor. So I definitely like how the way he walked in and everybody just looking and just start whispering. Like he don't never gotta say too much. Just smile, get me my little seat, and I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gotta do too much. And then with Allison, I loved hers because like everybody was wondering where she was at, the fact that they started and she wasn't there. And then, you get to see her family and then she walked in with this green dress and it's just like I was just like, oh, it's up.
Ready for war. She's a new Allison, man. This is a new version of the character we saw tonight.
Yeah. And I was waiting for this moment, and the way I just like the way she's moving because she's moving like with grace, and at the same time like she's making moves, And then of course the Valerians, the way they walked in, and one thing that I noticed a lot about this was just how powerful they really seem as a house.
All in sync.
It's a lot of, everybody else it's just like 2, 3. Maybe 4, so it's like, the Targaryens on top right now, but the Valerians just seem like they just got the most pull. But other than that, like the cinematic shot wise, I love how everything was just like eye level. Like, so it was really like if you was really looking into a crowd trying to figure out, like, it reminded me of like a food fight. Like it reminded me back in the day because you just like didn't know what was happening, but then you see something thrown, it's just like, oh, we got to get out now. So I definitely like that part about it, and that's all I got.
I agree, man. I agree.
Right
Toss
now.
it to you, Meg. I mean, again, there's so many cherry pick moments we can choose from, but where is there a moment that we might have missed? I don't know if anyone's brought up Joffrey. My man stirred up the tea tonight, Meg. He went over to Kristen and knew, was like, oh, that's the guy that she's sleeping with, and just stirred that pot. End up getting them killed.
Right. My thoughts. Gee, when you say whisper, that reminded me that, first of all, this is my favorite episode so far of the season. And we finally got our politics, like all through the episode. Because I was saying that like episode 3-ish. Like, I just wish we got more gossip and whispers. And the gossip and whispers just made it feel so like, it's felt Game of Thrones, but it just made it feel so Game of Thrones. And then we also had the wedding. My favorite 2 parts in the later half were Damon and old girl flirting. I was here for it. I was here for the energy. It was nice. And his wife, when her cousin went up to Damon.
That's the scene I got up here now. Yep.
He had some balls, and he said, no, I'm making an accusation. I'm not playing with you. Like, I'm making an accusation. Yeah. And like from that point on, I was nervous because I thought that Damon was gonna snap his neck or something.
I thought that was gonna be the start off.
Like, oh, he's really bold. And Damon saying, oh, like, yeah, don't she got some land? Don't she got this, that, that?
Right.
I was like, okay, like that had me shaking. So those are 2 standout moments for me, of course.
Great moments.
Besides, Prince Charming.
Yeah. My man Johnny, man, any of these moments stood out to you? Is there a moment we might have missed? Is there a character that was just in the background, like King Viserys didn't say anything, but yet you can feel the tension and the anger just spewing from him?
I think I jumped the gun when I first got on when talking about the entrance of the Valerians.
Oh yeah.
That was so classic. Like I said, I want to hear that music from Kill Bill as they're coming in. Somebody needs to make that meme.
Make it tonight, Johnny.
Yeah, there you go.
Get on him, brother. Oh, is he there, Johnny?
He muted.
Oh.
Yeah, you're muted, Johnny. Can you hear us?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me get my cat off of the desk here.
Oh, Meg, cat owners.
My cat's asleep right now. Thank God.
Yeah, my cat muted me. She's like, I've had enough.
Conversation.
I've had enough of this. Just the brutality of the kill. And I think the way that he's going to get away with that kill is that it's going to be something. I'm thinking that the Queen's going to help him, and it's going to be something about.
Oh yeah.
He said something about the Queen's
Oh,
purity or something like that, or
right.
and that's why he killed and she's going to stick up for him, and now they're going to be allied together. So this is getting so twisted now.
It made my face hurt.
It did, and I mean, we don't. I mean, again, and that's the beauty. I think G's touched on the way they shot it. We didn't actually see the incident, like what sparked it. We just assumed that it was Kristen. Like maybe Joffrey came up to. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. And again, that's the beauty of the show. We're gonna hear so many rumors and who started it, who didn't. So that's something I'm looking forward to seeing. But yeah, I mean, you guys. I don't know if we missed a moment or is it another moment we didn't see. But I mean. This episode, this scene.
Well, they were showing Sir Cole just like standing there being all mad and in his feelings and shifty, like from when the scene began. So I was under. So my interpretation is that Cole wants y'all. I don't know, but nobody's name. I'm sorry, I do not be knowing nobody's name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sir Cole wants Rhaenyra's husband to feel as heartbroken as he does. So he's like, I can't have Rhaenyra, you can't have him. That's how I took it. Because he was like, I'm not finna be over here all heartbroken and stuff by myself. You're gonna be heartbroken too. I got your love.
Still had her though. That's my thing. He could have still had her.
Well, he didn't want to be the whore, as he called it.
It wasn't said and done. Yeah, he did say that. I was like, you said it, not me. I was like, but
it could have been.
I mean, Joffrey wanted. He's okay with being that, right? But yeah, clearly,
it could have been
like,
so simple,
right?
But I think too that Christian Cole had, I feel like that's a great take, Meg. I really like that take. Yeah. I didn't catch that. I figured that all the melee was from Christian Cole feeling like he got played. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think that it was like, if you can't have her, you can't have mine. Blah, blah, blah. I just thought he was like, you gonna come in some I'm at my job.
Because like we were saying earlier, like the whispers kind of like it was kind of like Cersei and Jamie, and then like they were alluding to it throughout, like with the one-liners, like with Damon saying like, oh, your brother's pretty and stuff. And I was like, oh, he's about to expose him. That's how I was reading it, because I knew that a sob was going to come because you just saw your lover take his last breath. And I was like, oh, he's about to be exposed because his lover just died on the floor. And what did he do? He went over to his lover and sobbed. And so I felt like, I don't know. That's how I interpreted the scene.
That was a hot take. That was good.
That's a good call.
I feel like too that Christian Cole, again, I just don't understand his motives, because you ain't had to kill a man. Like, you beating him half to death.
He wants
I wonder. Do you think? Do you think someone got in his ear besides Joffrey? I know Allison was the one that put the hit out, but do you think there could have been a hit on him
on
Joffrey? His wedding?
I don't think so.
No, you think it was just out of anger, pure anger?
I don't know. That could be it, though. I mean, you really never know. They're gonna tell us in season 7.
He killed a man in cold blood, guys, and we haven't seen this side of Christian Cole. He seems to be a noble man.
Which is why it doesn't make sense for him to be on this moral high ground.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then you're gonna kill somebody with their bare hands because they say something about you.
Exactly.
Because, like, it just, Christian Cole is a contradiction. He's a contradiction.
He's a wild card.
He is a wild card.
We were all rooting for you, Christian Cole, and now you threw it away, and now I got to hate.
Yeah,
I think I do think though the actor who played him, he was interviewed on there's an official HBO podcast for the show that drops every week, and he was interviewed, and he did say that he sort of was basically playing it supposed to be like before he was, I guess, brought into the Kingsguard, he was basically a thug.
Oh, he was a tough guy.
And I guess that basically maybe
he was in the fighting pits.
Like he finally risen above.
So he's like a thug that found the church. People like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra changed him.
Once he realized that he'd kind of broken his oath, he just sort of
Yeah.
like crumbled back to that. You know,
That's okay. I
That's
like that.
fire.
I like that.
Alright.
Yeah.
I like
Because
that.
there is
Like,
another side of them we haven't learned. But yeah, I love that. Appreciate you sharing that, Eric. That really makes me excited.
Right there, I learned that side.
I think
Yeah.
Big Mike said something interesting in the chat. Big Mike said he was shamed, and then he reminded him of the shame. So that might have done it too, where he already feels so much shame for the fact that he broke his oath, and then when he finds out that somebody else even knows about it too, it just made him snap.
Interesting.
I don't like that. I don't like him putting all the blame on Rhaenyra. Like Rhaenyra made him sleep with her.
That's
and
what I'm
Rhaenyra
saying, El.
forced
Yeah.
him to break his oath because
Right.
he had an oath. She didn't have an oath. He
Right.
made it, not her. So why are you upset with her? Did y'all have a discussion that she was gonna throw away her whole life and go live with you in a shack in the woods? No.
Yeah.
Did y'all have a discussion about y'all running away and living together and eating bread and
Maybe they did, y'all. Y'all know what people say when stuff go down.
I doubt
Pillow
maybe.
talk.
She's a
Let me
woman.
have your baby.
Like she would have told him that then, and she would tell him the same thing that she told him on a boat then. And she told him
Yeah.
because it was like her time.
Listen, Meg, your girl Masara or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, she's still in the background. Otto's still in the background. I think
Where
there's more
is
to
she?
his. I
It's
think
been
there's
like
more
3
to.
episodes.
Yeah,
no, she was there last week.
She was there last week.
was
Yeah,
there
with the little
Oh,
boy.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. There's
She's
a lot.
She's a white worm.
What were you saying, Elliot?
No, I'm just saying. Maybe your girl got into his ear, Meg. Maybe she said, you know, take him out and kill your. I don't know. He's so vulnerable. Maybe he was just manipulated.
Someone said in the comments he was just mad. Like
he was just mad. Yeah,
y'all,
I think it was
y'all
Mike.
know what it is. It's that power. She got that power.
Love. It's that love, y'all.
He got that power. He was just mad. He was mad from the start. Like from the very beginning when the Valerian were walking in, he just in the corner, just upset.
Ever since the boat ride, like we said, ever since that boat ride, he is.
But I thought that whenever the commotion did happen, I thought he was beating up her soon-to-be husband. That's what
I did too.
For a second, I thought it was.
He got one in on him though. He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was
that would have made more sense to me. I thought he was gonna kill him. Now that would.
Oh, that would have. Yeah, he would have been dead on sight. Police or the dragons would have.
I know, but he doesn't mind dying. He been saying like, "Oh, I'll follow my sword, or you can kill me." Or
yeah. But also, to be fair, I mean, Lenore, I know it would have been blindsided, but he's still, you know, he can hold his own. As you say, he's a good knight. He's a fine knight. I'm sure there would have been a nice little fight, and who knows, that fight still might be something we look forward to, Kristen versus Lenore in the future. But final thoughts, guys, starting with you, G, on this scene, him wanting to take his own life, but Green Alicent stops it, and I think it alludes to it. I think we've been talking about it all night, G, that this is a new alliance, Alicent and Kristen.
Right. So now with the insight into, you know, who Cole used to be, like he was already looking like he was gonna be a wild card, but now it's like he has no ties to nothing. Like he's just been searching for purpose, and now he done found it. And Alicent's about to just, you know, he's about to be the new mountain. That's how I'm thinking about it. It's like, so
very interesting.
He has that opportunity to where, like his whole, even like if y'all seen like the little trailer, his whole demeanor done changed.
Y'all in this trailer, man. I'm gonna make you go and watch this trailer right now.
So I'm excited to see that, but I'm still like, even the conversation that, you know, Cole had with the guy, I forgot, I don't remember his name, but
which
I'm still,
the one he killed, Joffrey.
Yeah, even I'm just wondering, like in that conversation, you know, he definitely came over there to intimidate him.
You're right,
but at the same time, it was more so like, yo, like we don't mess with you, you don't mess with me,
right?
You know what I'm saying, type thing. So, what was the thing that really set it off? Because for you to like, I feel like he probably didn't intend for it to get that far, but at that point, he was just releasing, you know, all the pent up like feelings he done had, because, you know,
he shouldn't have had nothing pent up, child.
I mean, hey, still, like he was just mad. I guess at that point he just had to keep going, and he bashed his face.
But then would he have been mad if Rhaenyra would have still been on something? I'm never gonna get married. I don't want to get married.
See, this is what I was gonna say. I think he had set out hope that maybe not so much that she doesn't become the heir, but basically like Allison's son ends up taking the reins. Like he probably still, like, even though he was loyal to Rhaenyra, he probably still in the back of his head is like, these ain't, that's not gonna really work out the way she think it is. So I'm gonna still play my part, and maybe we might be able to get to live this life after the fact.
With Aegon being
right. So like him having that hope, that might have been the thing that set him off. So yeah.
Well said, G. Meg, toss into you. Your thoughts on this new alliance with and I like what G said. I like this mountain to Cersei's mountain there. I like that analogy there, that connection. But your thoughts, Meg, on this new relationship?
I'm here for it. Like again, like I wasn't. Yeah, he's making terrible decisions, but I was not against the decision for him to tell Allison. So I'm curious to see how this unfolds.
It's going to be a very interesting dynamic. My man Johnny, what do you think, Johnny? Is this a flourishing relationship, a doomed relationship? Oh, go ahead, Meg.
One quick thing though, that rat.
I'm like, am I watching Martin Scorsese? The Party is the Martin Scorsese directed this episode? Yeah, I like that moment. Martin Scorsese, the Party. You ever seen the Departed, Meg?
You gotta go see it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Party?
No, I ain't seen it either.
Oh yes.
Okay. What y'all talking about?
Okay.
Y'all gotta
go see it. Go see it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a.
No, but I'm saying, so whenever she let that she put that thing on Prince Charming, and then they looked over and it was that rat, and then she had to marry her.
They had a rat when they were having sex together too.
Yeah, y'all don't remember that? Come on now.
I didn't see her. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so whenever she was getting it on with Prince Charming after she left Damon, she looked over and it was like a rat in the room. And then when
they had a rat on the way to the hunting area or whatever, when they were in the carriage, she saw a rat there.
And they had the rat again when she was getting married, but I feel like the rat was like an omen. That's when everything started to go downhill.
So you think it's not a literal rat, like somebody out here being sneaky, snitchy? You mean like it's like a rat, like something's evil?
No, I mean like a physical rat.
Right, but you mean like when you see the rat, you think that that's an omen for something bad that's going to happen, and not somebody that's an actual rat amongst the.
Yeah, I think it's like an omen, like a death omen.
Is there a symbolism of rats besides the streets?
That's old boy blood,
also,
right?
Yeah, last episode there was like a rat on like the bed.
See, I didn't see that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw it on the second watch, and on the breakdowns, and then they had the rat, because I put on the audio description, and like it was like the rat drinks up Viserys's blood on the floor, and I was like,
"Oh, that's Viserys's blood."
Yeah,
a rat represents reproduction, wealth. There's a lot of symbolization.
Well, I was just annoyed. Well, yeah, because like when she was riding the dragon, it was just a rat in the corner of the room, and she was just looking at it. And I was like, so she gonna just keep riding the dragon with the rat right there? She did not care, honey.
Now I gotta go Google that. I'm very interested.
Yeah, you could just play the episode back. You'll see the rat.
No. I mean, what the rat might mean to the show.
What it might mean to the show, for future show. Yeah. Very interesting. Good point out, Meg. Good point out. Johnny, did I get your take on this alliance, man?
The alliance is all your actions have consequences. So I am really interested to see what the consequence of his actions are going to be and how this goes forward. I'm really looking forward to. I liked all the political intrigue that was happening in this episode and how the alliances are shifting now. It looks like we're going to have a grown-up Aegon or an older Aegon in the next episode, and you're going to have. I think we're going to have an embittered Rhaenyra. I don't know if she is or not, but I always thought that she was played so severe by the actress. Maybe that's just what she looked like. I hope that's not the case. If so, I'm sorry. But I'm really looking forward to see what the consequences are. And as far as rats go, rats in the Western world are considered to be a forebringer of death and pestilence because of the plague.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I
Good
think
call.
it's different. It's different in the Eastern world, though.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I love this rat. Where's this
Somebody eating in the bed.
Yeah. I got Megs, got Johnny's, G's, Eric. Man, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about this this rat conversation, this ending, and this new
Well, actually,
alliance?
I've had like I don't know if you guys heard me when we're talking. I have like had the last month or so. There's been like 1 or 2 rats around in my backyard. So,
Oh boy, watch out, Eric. Watch out, bro.
I'm hoping I'm hoping they're not too ominous.
Yeah.
But they're pretty. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Maybe you'll meet her right near us.
They're pretty cute, honestly. If you
I've got a good rat story.
Honestly.
Did you say they were cute, Eric?
Yeah, I heard him say it, but I'm like, hey man, my man Eric is
true.
awesome. I love it.
I don't know, like, yeah, I wouldn't want them touching me, but I've seen them come out and they're like they're pretty meek and scared. Like I like barely look at it and it like runs away. Like I don't know. I don't think it's.
Listen, if we see Eric open up a restaurant next month, Ratatouille style, we'll understand where it comes from.
Okay, so other than the rats, I haven't like really picked up on the theme. I did notice a lot of them last week though, especially the one over the bed of Allison and Viserys. And I was wondering like, okay, is that like normal or like I'd definitely be freaking out if they were in my house. 1 or 2 in my backyard right now. I'm not too worried. Hopefully that doesn't get worse.
Nah, be worried.
That's why it's good to have a cat.
I don't like seeing cats. Like I don't like seeing rats and stuff get killed though.
You don't like seeing cats?
No, they avoid it. They avoid them because they smell the cat.
Yeah, but I don't know. There'd be like dead mice, and I don't know if I'd like all the dead mice and stuff because I have friends who have cats, and it always freaks me out.
Sorry, y'all.
I just like see like a dead.
Meg brought the rats into the conversation, and we just can't shake it off. We can't shake it.
Okay, so other than the rats,
so Master Splinter, right?
It's like Master right.
What specifically did you ask?
I love y'all.
No, just say like final thoughts, man, as far as this new relationship.
Yeah, so I think what G said was like pretty on point about how it even ties into like what I mentioned the actor saying about how he was kind of a thug before and now he's gonna be, you know, because like the Mountain is like what G said, he's like that's like the ultimate thug, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think
don't compare Prince Charming to the Mountain. Don't do the Mountain like that.
I mean, no, he's not gonna be as physically threatening as the Mountain, obviously.
Maybe he'll be like the Hound, maybe more like the Hound.
Love the
nobleman.
I mean, he's so far the most skilled we done seen out there because he done beat Damon. So hand-to-hand combat or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think he's very much gonna be. You know, they're aligned basically both out of spite for Rhaenyra now, and it's gonna be vicious. I mean, I knew that it was coming, but I didn't exactly know how we were gonna get there, and I wasn't sure. I was thinking, okay, something's probably going to happen. But when he was like about to stab himself, I'm like, are they? I know in the book he makes it further than this, but there were a lot of times in Game of Thrones where they killed off characters that didn't die in the books. So I was like, is that going to happen here? I don't know. But I'm definitely he's still, as you guys can probably tell, I think he's still one of my favorite characters. I can actually get where he's coming from most of the time. I'm not saying they're good decisions.
Right.
But Eric said he'd been there before.
I can empathize.
Eric, you got a story to tell us, man? You fell in love with a person, just couldn't shake it off.
No, but I can relate to that.
With a princess.
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
I can relate to that feeling of like just, and not even that I've like done anything that bad, but I've just, I can relate to that feeling of just feeling like, oh my God, I just need to get this off my mind. Let's just say it.
Right.
I can relate to that.
I can respect that. I think we've all been there.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't see where he's coming from. I think he's very naive.
Yeah.
And that's
100%.
something I can relate to because no matter how much I think I know in life, I always realize I'm like pretty naive still, if that makes sense.
So,
life is a learning experience, man. That's what life's about.
Yeah, I think though he's unfortunately, for better or worse, like he is going to be taken advantage of because of that.
I think
you know about those them thrones though, Eric. You know about them thrones.
Yeah, power corrupts. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
I love your knowledge of the Game of Thrones universe.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I'm just wondering if maybe like this isn't something that necessarily would have been in the books because it's like a history thing, but I'm wondering if like he's going down a bad path, but will he like maybe redeem himself at some point?
Oh yeah, we know Game of Thrones is all about redemption. I mean, look at Jaime for sakes. I mean, the man became a enemy, and we end up. At least I did. I ended up liking. I was a Jaime fan.
Oh yeah, no. Jaime's like one of the absolute best
They even
characters I think ever in any show or movie.
Yeah, they even tried to redeem Theon. No,
Theon.
I didn't. Yeah, Reek. I never felt bad for Reek. I never did.
What?
I don't like him.
No,
I don't like him.
I'm right there with you, G. Reek, I did not care. After you betrayed the Starks,
right?
I know he was taking in the whole war, but I never forgave Reek, man. I was like,
I don't think anyone deserves to be at the mercy of Ramsay Bolton.
Even after what he did to him, you didn't feel bad for him?
Even after what he did to him.
No, like I think
Elliot. You betrayed the Starks. The Starks, I ride hard for the Starks, man.
Yeah, Team Stark.
No, but he goes out defending. I mean,
he saved Bran, or at least tried to.
But he goes out kind of defending.
He just wasn't solid.
He didn't deserve that.
I wanted him to be solid, like make a decision. You know what I mean? Like we can't be flip flopping. It's too cold for that. Make a decision.
It's too cold. Winter is here, baby.
I just didn't like how they tried to add that in at the end. I was just like, nah, bro. I still don't mess with him. He can try all he wants to defend whoever he needs to.
Right.
It's still up. It's up.
He's just trying to get to heaven. That's all.
Did anyone else find it funny too? Just one final thought that like I threw this in the chat earlier, but like so this wedding and the purple wedding both like only have one death, and both of them are named Joffrey.
Oh damn!
Good point, Eric. Good point, man. I don't think it's a coincidence.
I can't remember if Joffrey's even a character in Fire and Blood. I knew what's his name, Laenor had a bunch of lovers and stuff, but so I don't remember if that's something George did. But I got to think of either George or the showrunners decided like, okay, we're gonna like make another
that flavor in there.
Parallel for the purple wedding.
Yeah.
Good call, man. Good call. Elle, take us home. Any final thoughts? Relationship between these two, Kristen and Alicent, and final thoughts.
I think he's gonna be really, really loyal to her. Because
to Alicent.
To Alicent, because she could have, as the queen, sentenced him to death, and not. And then he was gonna do it himself, and she saved him then. And she's gonna give him a chance to redeem himself and to put himself back into good standing as an honorable knight. By defending the queen and the rightful heir, he's gonna get all caught up in things that are above his pages,
like a thug that turned Christian.
Quite honest,
he doesn't have Rhaenyra.
Yeah, he's gonna be loyal to her to a fault, but I think he's always gonna keep feelings for Rhaenyra. And I'm wondering how that's gonna look and how that's gonna play out. But I just feel like Alicent is going to. She's no longer a babe in the woods. That's what I called her, like the first whatever episode. She was like, "Are you sure? I can't believe. Oh no." She was giving me that. And now I think she understands how the game works and how the game goes, and that people manipulate, and that she can use her power not to say, "Oh, do you want to look at the tapestries in the Great Hall?" but to be like making decisions and using her leverage as queen. So I'm interested to see how that's going to be going forward with her. I think she ain't going to be nothing nice going forward. She's going to be a
whole new woman, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, this is again, I honestly, from my heart, this is my favorite day of the week, y'all. Sundays and these discussions with this amazing panel, this amazing comments. This is the best day of the week for me, man. And Elle and Eric and Johnny and Meg and G and again everyone in the chat makes it just an incredible experience.
Well, it's all because of you, Elliot. This is your platform. We appreciate it. I love it here. I see y'all as family. I literally on Sunday morning, my friends text me like, Happy House of Dragons Day and stuff. It's my birthday, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
I love it.
Highlight of the night, and shout out to my iPad. It's been on 1% for 45 minutes, y'all.
There you go.
Wow.
Sometimes it's a miracle. It's a miracle.
Like Hanukkah.
It's those rats, Meg. It's a good omen. Listen, round table wise, L, if you want to outro out in regards to, again, you're so appreciative. We got a double dose of L on MovieFiles today. Had her this morning with Atlanta and finish it out tonight with this show. So L, I appreciate you. Again, did your team win, L? Did we get a triple trifecta of Atlanta?
No,
did they lose,
man.
L?
Big L. And
sorry.
we had a fight on the field. Tom Brady and some other people from our team got into a fight. They ejected
Mike Evans.
team. It was a hot mess, and we lost at home. I was very upset.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, at least you got it. So, you know, we had some good times today, at least, right? House of the Dragons made up for it.
I'm still upset about that.
So, Elliot, was last week still your favorite episode?
I got to rewatch tonight's episode, but right now I think, last week really hit a lot of notes for me, but this one's creeping up. I got to rewatch it again, though. Which I guess is a great point, Meg. Before you pitch your, let everyone know where they can find you, L. If you want to give us a ranking of what's your favorite episode, and again, let everyone know where they can find you. We'll go around the table with that question.
You want to start with me?
Yeah, your outro and your favorite. What's your favorite episode so far?
This one was I think this one is. I have to re-watch them. But I just going from how I feel now, it was fantastic. It was just so messy. It was just that Game of Thrones messiness and just extravagance and like dark and foreboding kind of feeling. I love that. That's my jam. But you know, I to tell you the truth, so much stuff happens in House of the Dragon that I will be done forgot about what happened in episode 2. That was fantastic.
Oh, I'll never forget episode 2. That was Rhaenyra getting off her dragon, confronting her uncle. I'll never forget that moment.
They have really, really awesome scenes, like that scene on the bridge. Like that thing was cold when she, you know, Rhaenyra came and
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's episode 2.
And, you know, that was really great. But just how I feel now, I think this is at the top. Am I hearing an echo? Is that me?
Oh, I didn't hear it. Go ahead and say something.
I heard an echo. My bad.
You good.
So I'm gonna have a House of the Dragon episode. What is this? 5? Up on tomorrow. I'm gonna have a lot to say. I'm still very excited about it, and I can't wait to put it out. I did drop my Handmaid's Tale episode 1 and 2. That's a hot ass mess as well. I had
a girl. Episode 2 had me shook, child.
Shook. Yes. So I did post that to my channel if y'all want to check that out. But in general, I'm gonna try to stick with this one and stick with House of the Dragon. And stick with Handmaid's Tale. And I'm gonna try to give some more Marvel stuff on my channel. I haven't given a ton of Marvel recaps because it's just not what I need at this current juncture in my life. It's not been giving me what I need. So I just been choosing to just remove myself from that narrative. So I'm going to try to do more of that going forward. But if you like that kind of thing, please check me out. And, you know, Elliot, I very much appreciate spending damn that entire day with you today. It's been so much fun. And, you know, I've been ignoring all my phone calls. People probably think something happened to me like on a dateline because I'm ignoring all my phone calls because I've been thoroughly engrossed in all of this stuff today. So thanks for the opportunity.
Love it. And yes, Shelter, she representing the NO.
Yes, I'm from New Orleans. Yes. Not to hide my accent. So
I say Shelter thought your accent was maybe from Iowa, you know.
She's Valerian.
She's really Eric, my man, I'm so glad we were able to have you on the entire duration, man, and drop the knowledge on us and the tidbits and all the information you gave us tonight, man. I'm very appreciative of you. If you want to let the people know where they can find your Instagram, TikToks, Twitter, YouTube, the stage is yours.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I'm really, really happy to be on again. And so you can find me on YouTube at Eric Thorpe Reviews and also at Eric Thorpe Reviews on Instagram. That's basically my only other thing I really post movie review stuff on. And I'm not sure. I might be putting out a House of the Dragon video at some point, but my next video might be, I've been working a long time on a script for a Multiverse of Madness review that I know it's late as hell, but that's the last Marvel movie I really liked. So I might still put that out. But
we need it, Eric. We need that. We need it, bro. It's never too late. Never too late, my friend. But shout out to you. Tossing to you, G. Always putting out fire content, man. What's the next bit of content you got lined up for the folks, man?
So we got, I just dropped Woman King.
That's a
my
whole
first
conversation. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I saw that today. It was really good.
I cried the
Yeah.
whole movie. It was good.
Yeah, that joke was fire. So I dropped my like no spoiler review, but I just wrote up my script for the full review. So that'll be coming out. I'll be talking about some One Piece because I'm still catching up on that. We got House of the Dragon this week. I might do She-Hulk. I don't know.
Oh.
She-Hulk be week by week. You might get one, you might not. I'm not sure. But you can follow me at Janato Reviews everywhere. I got that joint locked down. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for House of the Dragon just because it's so good. It's so good.
It is.
So good. Yeah,
I agree.
That's all I got.
I agree,
Isn't
man. Definitely.
Daredevil coming back this week for She-Hulk? Is this the episode?
Supposed to be
Maybe.
there.
Maybe
yeah,
we'll
They
see.
playing around.
Yeah, next
man.
week we're gonna get like the return of some obscure character, and they're gonna make a joke about it.
They're gonna try.
Meg, always good to see you. Always got a good time with
Yeah.
you. If you want to let the people know what you got lined up on all your social media accounts, let them know.
Dang, I had a point kind of like you, G. And it slipped my mind just that fast. It slipped my mind. But hey, y'all, I'm Meg. I'm not a review channel. I'm whatever I want to talk about channel, but it will not be reviews. It'll mostly be 90s nostalgia. I'm also a roller skater and a poet. Right now, if you click on my channel, you'll see the I Quit Teaching video with like 20,000 views, but that's not going to be my channel. It's not about teacher stuff. That was my I Quit Teaching video. And from here on out, it's going to be, I have a script I'm writing for Rocket Power, as told by Ginger. Clarissa Explains It All. I know some of y'all have seen my intro. My whole channel is inspired by Clarissa Explains It All, the OG, the YouTube, before YouTube was YouTube. And I'm working on some roller skating tutorials. It's a great hobby. You should pick it up. But yeah, I'm here in these YouTube streets all the time. I'm retired, so a lot of people see me on YouTube all day, every day. I just be on Elliot's channel in the comments. Oh, I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. Something about I was on your channel in the comments. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed y'all's Atlanta discussion today. Watched the whole thing before I even watched the episodes. But I had more. Totally forgot. Just having the time of my life over here. Thanks for having me.
Love it.
Hey,
Love
do
it.
you have a video about how to fall as a person that's older than 30 if you learning how to roll skate? Because
I can do how to fall. I was working on some routine drills. I like everybody got their pet out.
I know my dog's over there chilling.
Elliot's always like Thor.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so cute. My cat name, her name is Khadijah, y'all. So not Cuddy.
Nice.
It's Khadijah, and
my dog's name is Blue Chicken Nugget Miles Morales.
Period.
Love it.
But yeah, I had more, y'all. Totally forgot. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I don't know how my iPad is still on one, so I'm gonna just go ahead and bow out.
Well, I appreciate you, Meg, and definitely look forward to seeing you again. Johnny, my man, why don't you let the people know? I saw a tweet earlier today, man, on a script, man. It won or it didn't win, but
yeah, I made it to the second round, but it didn't go any further than that. But it's
it's their loss, Johnny. Their loss.
It's
bro.
it's the first time I made it to the second round, and it was the Austin Film Festival. So they say that only 20% of the scripts make it that far, so that's cool. Too bad Meg left because she has a killer trailer / sizzle reel that everybody has to look at. That really well done, so check that out. Check out my YouTube channel for our latest film that we did for the 48-hour film project, which is Into the Daylight, which is kind of a riff on What We Do in the Shadows. It's a short film. They have to be less than 7. They have to be 7 minutes, and it is about a group of vampires living in suburban Southern California.
I love that.
That is awesome, man. And again, and yes, Shelter, never give up, Johnny. My man's going to be. Listen, I would say he has perseverance and everything. I know we're going to be talking about a movie of his as well as Skylar. Shout out to Skylar. We're going to be checking out two you're seeing two future directors, writers, and right on in the flesh. So definitely shout out to Johnny, man. Listen, y'all. This is fun. This has been fun. I can't wait till next Sunday. Before we get there, as far as content, as far as movie files go, and or Tuesday, Don't Worry, Darling, Wednesday, I think, and then some other stuff that we got lined up this week. But again, for myself, Eric, our homie Meg, my man G, my man Johnny, and everyone in the chat. Thank you all again for the love, the support. Again, I always love these Sundays. Shout out to Sweet November 79 for the super chat earlier in the stream. And y'all are awesome, man. Hope y'all have a fantastic week. Don't be out here like Cole in these streets, y'all. It's not a good life to be living that life like that. So anyway, y'all have been awesome, and we will catch you on the next stream.